Yeah, it just takes a minute. All right, now close that tab so there's no feedback loop.
Start the real time.
Start and then refresh.
Are we live?
Yeah.
Oh boy, we're live. All right, hey guys, what's up? Welcome to Friday Night Magic at Four Horsemen Comics and Games here at the Morgantown Mall. It's me again, Kurt. Now you guys can't just get rid of me up here. And we have a special guest up in the booth with me here today. In fact, we actually have two special guests, but why don't we give the man sitting next to me right here an introduction?
It's Sean Carroll decided to come up and do some commentating.
Yes, all right. We've got my buddy Sean Carroll up here with me, a famous teammate of mine in a lot of the teammate events. And we have young Samwise Gorski. God, I couldn't remember your last name for a second. You can hit me later if you want. He's up here. He's going to be helping us out with our computer stuff today. So if anything goes wonky with the stream, we'll all blame him and yell at him and make him feel really bad. Anyways, let's get to our gameplay here. We have AJ Clock playing Grixis Shadow up against Russell Morehouse playing Infect. This is our first round of the night. And Sean, you want to tell us a little bit about what we've been seeing here for the first couple turns?
Looks like we had a Thoughtseize on turn 1 by AJ, took out a Glistener Elf, and then a follow-up Inquisition on the next turn, took out is that a Blighted Agent?
It does appear to be a Blighted Agent to me, yeah.
Did not see his hand whenever he showed it, so I don't know if he's got any more Infect creatures, but he's already taken 2 of them out of his hand.
No, there's an Ink Moth Nexus. Here, young Gorski, let's move our chat a little bit here.
Okay.
So we can see Russell's hand.
Looks like he had a 3rd Infect creature.
That's
that immediately
you put it over
died.
there. That's good. All right. There we go. Yeah, I know Russell was not thrilled about getting matched up against Grixis Shadow deck in the first round. He was griping at us a little bit downstairs, but we said, Russell, we just love you so much.
I mean, he's not a fan of the Fatal Push.
No, I mean it's rough on that deck for sure.
That is what just killed his last Blighted Agent, but it looks like he was able to get in with an Ink Moth, and main phase Microcrows that have put him at 5 poison or 5 infect.
Yep, and AJ gonna cycle a Street Wraith on the end step there. It looks like, or maybe was that main phase? I don't think it matters.
No, it looks like he's still stuck on 1 land though. So
yeah, that's pretty rough.
Don't know how much of a fight he's gonna be putting up for the rest of this game, unfortunately.
No, it's so rough when you get 1-landers in a deck where you feel like you can get away with it. I know I've run into that problem in the past, and it never works out for me. I've never, anytime I've been like, I think I can keep this 1-lander, it always ends really poorly. But AJ, I mean, 2 discard spells, 2 fatal pushes. Well, there's the blossoming defense. It says nope, and AJ's gonna scoop it up. All right, round 1 gonna go to Russell.
That was a quick game 1.
Yeah, those infect decks.
Yeah, unfortunately, if you only have a 1-lander against infect, you're not gonna live too long.
Yeah. I wonder if he had the street. He must have had the Street Wraith in hand too. Well, maybe not. If I had the Street Wraith in hand, I feel like I maybe would have turn 1 cycled it. Not sure.
At least turn 2. Once you miss your first land drop, I would.
Yeah. I don't know. Shadow's like, I was talking to a little bit ago with another good buddy of mine, Curtis, my twin. Other Curtis. He's playing in Pittsburgh tonight somewhere, I think.
Also,
Young Kurt?
Mountaineers 29 says tell Russell to play spells in front.
Did he have his lands in front? He did.
He did.
I even said something to him about this before the thing. We might have to send young Samwise down there to yell at him real quick.
Yeah.
All right, he's gonna go down there for us. Ooh, it's kind of nice having an assistant up here doing the computer stuff.
If you gotta tell him to do that.
Yeah, he'll know. Russell will figure it out.
Yeah.
He might have just done that to spite me.
Yeah.
Anyways.
I feel a kinship with Russell.
Oh yeah, your land's in the front gate too.
I always play lands in front. I've played like that for years.
It doesn't bother me if my opponent does that, but we do try to keep consistency for the stream. So we do ask people to do that. So it looks like somebody's down there helping with their live totals. Anyways, I was talking to Curtis, and he's been on Grixis Shadow for a while, but he's starting to get away from it now. He wants to get into Storm a little bit. But he was telling me one of his big complaints about the Death Shadows deck is apparently have a very, very thin margin of error. I guess it's kind of a hard deck to pilot. You can really, things can go south for you real quick if you make a bad call or you're not quite sure what the right move is. So keeping a one-lander, maybe a little iffy, but he had the Thoughtseize and the Inquisition and a Fatal Push and maybe 2 Fatal Pushes.
He had at least 1 Fatal Push, so a black producing land and those 3 interactive spells against Infect.
Yeah. I mean, if I felt like I knew...
That's definitely a borderline keep.
I knew if I knew that if I knew my deck really well and it was a deck that had like a bomb hand like that and I only needed 1 more land, and especially if I had a Street Wraither, you have things in the Death Shadow deck that can cycle a lot, so I would maybe keep that hand. I tend to not keep one-landers ever anymore, though, because I just have such bad luck with it.
I mean, that's true, but...
Yeah.
Infect is a very explosive deck, and if you do not have a ton of early game interaction, they can just run you over out of nowhere.
Yeah. So let's talk about sideboarding for a minute. I know they were just board up real quick. I didn't really get a good look at what they were doing, but what do you think? What do you think a Death Shadow deck wants to bring in out of the board for Infect?
I'm not really too familiar actually with Death Shadow.
No,
not that
I'm not sure what AJ has in his sideboard either.
No,
we'll see if Russell brings in. I don't know. We saw him last week. Had the Searcher as Kanta. I think that's what's in his hand actually. He's gonna mull it away though. He had that, and he had Jace Vryn's Prodigy. I don't know if those are sideboard cards for him or if they're main board, but I feel like I want to say that it is a sideboard card for grindier matchups, because we didn't when he was playing last week, we didn't see either of those in game 1 when he was playing against Abzan, and then we saw him in game 2, and that was another like really grindy kind of game where he thought it was maybe going to go long. So maybe a sideboard option. I don't know. I've seen some meta analysis, and Infect is on the rise again a little bit, but
yeah, no, those do sound like sideboard cards though.
Yeah. So AJ gonna open up, cycling a Street Wraith, and he's gonna fetch something with a Scalding Tarn, and go ahead and Thoughtseize there. He's gonna drop to 13 life.
Is that Blighted Agent?
Blighted Agent. Become Immense? Yeah.
Is that a Groundswell?
That might be Groundswell. I'm not sure what that blue card in the middle is.
I'm not sure on that one.
That might be either like a promo art of something or maybe it's a Dispel. Okay. All right. It's just a shiny Dispel.
It's very, very shiny
Dispel. What would you take here if this were your Thoughtseize?
Oh, I would take the Blighted Agent.
Yeah.
It's the only creature in his hand.
Yeah. That's got to be a Groundswell.
Yeah.
I'm not sure. Yeah, takes a Blighted Agent.
I really think it is.
Yeah. Interesting matchup for Death Shadow, because normally you kind of you are trying to drop your life, but you're also trying to make sure you don't drop too low. But not really a big concern when you're playing against Infect.
Yeah, no, you really don't have to worry about them dealing any type of damage to you.
Yep. Here comes the Inquisition.
Is that a,
oh,
Jace?
That's the Search for Azcanta, I think.
I think that's a Jace, actually.
Oh, is it the Jace?
Yeah.
I can never tell.
You cannot take
2, 3, 4.
Firmaments.
Yeah. I think you're right. I think it is a Jace.
Yeah.
He takes...
Looks like the
Groundswell. I don't know.
I think
that's a Groundswell. I'm not sure.
Yeah, it looks off.
Did it get alternate art at one point?
I don't know. It's a 1-mana green spell.
It's something.
It doesn't look like Might.
It's potentially irrelevant because it's in his graveyard.
Yeah.
But
it's not a Might, and it's not a Blossom Defense.
All right, gonna fetch here on the end step.
I have no idea what that land is.
It's got to be a breeding pool.
Yeah, it's got to be a breeding pool, but...
Yeah, that's the Expedition breeding pool, I believe. Super swanky.
A horrible land for commentators to look at.
Yeah.
And try to decipher what it is.
Foil lands, yeah, they kind of... sometimes foil cards are a little hard to see on the camera, but we do our best up here. Right?
Absolutely.
There's young Sam. All right. AJ gonna also fetch.
And
Get a blood crypt here.
it looks like Russell's still stranded without a
Yep.
infector of any kind.
Yeah. AJ choosing not to shock, so he's gonna say 12 life.
I have not been
Can't tell what Russell has drawn. It.
Nope.
Oh, there's a Death Shadow.
Got a 1/1 baby Dust Shadow.
Yeah, he's just a little guy. But probably not for a lot. Probably not for a lot longer.
Wonder what they're conversing about.
All right.
Did he finally find something?
He might have. He's gonna crack that Misty Rainforest. He's gonna go to 18. Just get a basic forest.
Probably found a Blighted Agent then if he's cracking a land.
Yeah. Is that flip card?
Maybe not. The stubborn.
Why is he revealing a stubborn denial?
I have no idea. He's casting.
Maybe Russell just told him what he was gonna cast.
Oh, is that
Okay.
Search? Okay.
It must be Search for Escanta. He must have just said, "I'm gonna do it," and AJ was
Yeah.
like, "I'm gonna stubborn denial it."
Yeah.
Jumping the gun a little bit, leaving us a little confused up here, but I think we got it. We're following along.
I mean, I just didn't know what he could stubborn now for 2 mana. But I guess it's a sideboard Search for Escanta.
And there's a Thought Scour. Oh, what? That's a
Spell
Dispel,
Pierce?
isn't it? Or Spell Pierce?
Uh,
That's the Invocation. It's one of them.
yeah.
Alright. Well, whatever it was, it countered that Thought Scour. And here's the Serum Visions. Yeah, things slowed way down this match right now.
I think he's just trying to find any way to deal damage to himself.
Yeah. AJ, a lot of early game removal, but not a ton of follow-up.
No?
Looks like Russell drew another. Oh, no, that's got to be the Jace.
He found the Apostle's Blessing.
Okay, yeah. And he's still, it looks like he's still kind of stuck on lands. He doesn't really feel comfortable playing the Jace. He must want to play the Jace and leave up mana for that Spell Pierce. Or Dispel.
Or Dispel.
I can't.
I don't, yeah.
There's so many 1 mana counter spells that are all sort of the same, slightly different.
Looks like AJ found a Scalding Tarn.
Yeah,
so
we'll
he'll
see
be
if
able
he
to,
goes to 9 here, or if he only goes down to 11. I imagine you'd want to go to 9.
Yeah, I
at
don't
this
see him.
point.
I don't see him going to 11.
Somebody's getting the life dice.
Yeah.
And there we go. He's gonna go down to 9.
Probably get a Steam Vent
I don't know.
at this point.
Yeah, I guess you just round out your
Yeah.
lands. There you go. Good old one of each. Get your lands assembled. He probably doesn't even really need that land. He probably just
Setting up
needed
a
it for the...
Kolagon. Oh, Tasigur.
Oh, there you go. Yeah, nothing like paying 1 mana
Alright.
for a 4/5, right? Am I right?
I mean, he paid 1 mana for a 4/4 now, so some
Yep.
pretty good deals going.
When people thought Tarmogoyf was good back in the day. Tarmogoyf's still pretty good, I guess. But
That's alright.
alright, gonna get in for 4 at Russell. Gonna drop him to 12. What did he draw? It
Did
looks
not
like he
miracle.
looks like he's not super thrilled with what he drew. Well, there comes the Jace. Oh, he
Oh,
did
yeah,
it. He remembered. Thank you, Russell. Thank you. And
Immediately fatal push.
immediately gets fatal pushed. Boy,
Oh,
that's
man.
just got to be frustrating.
Yeah.
Russell's probably gonna yell at us after this
Well-
after this match.
I mean, that's basically a guarantee.
Yeah. Sometimes you just get bad luck in the random matchup.
Yeah.
All right, gonna get in for 8. Russell's gonna drop to 4. Do you think there's a draw that even gets him out of this? Oh, to 2.
He,
Oh.
he cycled before the combo damage was dealt.
I missed that.
Yeah.
Some more lands. Another. Russell gives a thumbs up. He says,
And-
great.
And we're done
Scoop
here.
it up. Well, we're going to go to game 3.
Yeah.
That's exciting.
Yeah?
Last week, we couldn't get any game 3s. It was like every matchup we had,
Really?
somebody just steamrolled the other person in 2 games.
Hmm.
We got a lot of matches up on the stream because we had a ton of time to find backup matches. But,
I mean, I guess that's the good thing of having 2-0.
yeah, we'll see. We'll see what happens
Silver lining.
with this one. Doesn't look like Russell's going to go to his sideboard at all.
No, but
Looks
he
like
is-
AJ's looking at his sideboard, maybe.
Yeah. Is that a
Maybe like
lightning
one
bolt?
card.
It looked like a lightning bolt.
Maybe AJ feels like he doesn't have enough removal yet.
It looked like he was putting the lightning bolt away, though.
Oh, maybe. Yeah, maybe. I mean,
I don't know about that
got a
one.
bunch of fatal pushes in there.
Well, you know my attitude when I'm playing against Infect. You could never have enough removal.
That's true.
You never-
Especially when they start chaining blossoming defenses and vines of vastwoods on you.
Exactly. Especially 1 mana removal. I'm always in the market for more of those.
Yeah. Man, fatal push. What a card. I still remember like it was almost yesterday when it got revealed. Everybody lost their minds.
Yeah.
That one lived up to the hype too. A lot of cards I think when they start to spoil new sets, everybody immediately goes and they look and they go, what card is going to be good in modern? Like what's going to be good in legacy? Nobody cares about standard. Like let's lure is viable in other sets, and you know it seems like almost every set has at least one card that gets pretty hyped, but doesn't always pan out. I remember Harsh
Yeah.
Mentor was really hyped for Hour of Devastation, and then that didn't really pan out very well. But Fatal Push,
Yeah.
it's a big one.
I mean, it is a 1 mana removal spell that can take out a Tarmogoyf.
Like
So-
90% of the creatures that get played in Modern and
Yeah.
Legacy.
I mean, it's the reason why Tassiger and Grimag Anglers
Right.
popped up and jumped up in popularity in Modern.
Yeah,
Because Fatal Push can't hit that.
that's true. They can't. Neither can they hit a Stormbreath Dragon, one of my favorite creatures of all time. Can't even path that.
That card is so hard to kill. I played against one Wednesday.
Oh, really?
Because I was playing Blue White Control.
Oh,
Yeah.
nice. Were you playing against a Ponza player?
Yes. played
Yeah.
against Fonza.
It's a
Yeah. Thankfully,
classic. Love me some Ponza.
I had 3 Blessed Lions packed for that.
Oh man, yeah. When I was playing Ponza, I won my fair share of games off the back of Stormbreath Dragon. Card is sweet. All right, looks like AJ Mulligan. Somebody, I wonder if that's Ryan.
Probably
down
Ryan.
there,
Yeah.
telling him he's got to do something about that. Kind of had a wonky, kind of knocked a card over. But look at Russell kept his 7. AJ mulled the 6 and kept. Scryed kept on top.
See a
Got
thought.
street wraithed it into his hand there.
I see a Thoughtseize in his hand. I think that might get played. There we go.
Yep. Oh, and Russell's got the response. He says, "Sure, you can have this. You can have the Spell Pierce or Dispel. It's got, one of the two. I can't tell with the invocation art. Hey.
It's not Dispel, it's Spell Pierce.
Spell Pierce.
Yeah.
Okay.
Since the spell cannot hit sorceries.
Oh, that's true. It can't. Yeah. All right. Yeah. So AJ gonna drop to 15. Doesn't lose life off of Thoughtseize
yes.
because it got countered.
Exactly.
Oh, and there's a Pendlehaven. How exciting.
I haven't seen one of those.
Alright. I was going to say, Russell, no turn 1 play. It doesn't always look that great for Infect, but no, he had it. He was just sitting. He was waiting. He was like, I smell that discard coming.
Yeah, you knew that was coming.
Go ahead and throw this at it.
Jace?
That's Jace, yep. It's got to be Jace. We'll find out in
Yeah,
2
I mean-
seconds. 1, 2, oh, we got it. Alright, it's Jace. One of the cooler Jaces, in my opinion. Definitely one of the sweet ones.
Yeah. Definitely a fan.
Yeah. I'm a big fan of the original Jace Beller, and I know he doesn't really get used all that much, but I play a lot of multiplayer games.
Okay, yeah.
He's super fun.
I don't know anything about that one, unfortunately.
Oh, you don't know the original Jace?
Oh no,
man?
I know original Jace. I
Yeah.
just don't know multiplayer games.
Oh man,
No.
I used to only play multiplayer for a long time. Commander, just free for alls, Emperor. But everybody, when I moved here and started hanging around the shop and working here, everybody dragged me down the modern wormhole.
Yeah, we tend to play a bit more
Yeah,
competitive around here.
Ryan's trying to drag me down the legacy wormhole. I feel like sometimes, but I ain't got time for that.
Oh. It's a good time.
It'd be sweet, you know. I might build one of the like legacy burn because it's super cheap.
Yeah, definitely.
All right, there's Tassiger. Turn 3.
Yeah, it's a good time for Tasker.
Does AJ have a land drop for turn 3? No, doesn't look like it. Could potentially be problematic. Probably not.
Maybe.
Death Shadow, I feel like is like decently comfortable with 2 lands. You definitely need more than 1. 3's probably like your golden spot, and then 4 is probably just like too many at that point. You know? Maybe. Like you are playing blue-white control now, and I used to play blue-white control, so I'm one of those players that feels like you can never have too many lands.
Looks like a Search for Rascana met a
Yeah,
Stubborn Denial,
AJ
unfortunately.
real quick to shoot those ones down.
Yeah.
I mean, that card does generate a lot of value the longer it's out on
Oh,
the
it definitely
battlefield.
will. I haven't got to see it in Modern yet.
Well, you're seeing it right now.
I mean, I see it in the graveyard.
Yeah, well, I have seen a few infect lists that are picking that up now, and some blue-white control deck lists are playing around with it as well. I think you almost never flip it in
Yeah.
Modern. You basically just leave it to be like a scry every turn. It's almost like a bad Sensei's Divining Top
Yeah,
at that point.
maybe a blue-white control list that
Yeah.
actually plays out all lands would consider flipping it. But
That's true, yeah.
Because most of these decks
Does
don't-
get you an extra land.
like most of these decks
basically.
don't want like 4 lands or more.
Yeah.
So being able to dedicate all that mana to actually impulsing every turn with it.
Yeah. All right. As you're gonna swing in for 5, that Death Shadow is only a 1/1. Does Russell have a card in hand?
Maybe a Hornet's thing.
He might. Hornets. That'd be sweet. He's probably gonna turn on the Ink Moth and maybe pump it to kill the Death Shadow.
That's possible.
He could just Pendlehaven it.
Yeah.
And he probably has another pump spell in hand just in case. He also has Apostle's Blessing.
Yeah.
He's got a million ways
So he can protect
that he
it.
can chump and protect it. So we'll see. Yeah, there's the. It looks like Ink Moth.
Probably have a Fatal Push
Yep, there you go.
if he has one.
There is
Surgical.
a surgical extraction. I guess just to pump it up.
On the Dispel?
I'm gonna pay that Phyrexian mana. Yeah, what's he gonna target with that?
It's a Jace Search and a Dispel.
I mean-
Spell Pierce.
I have very rarely, I think only one time ever, but I did actually one time surgical extraction
I hit
of
the spell
fetch
pierce.
land
Yeah.
out of somebody's graveyard. All right, yeah,
mean,
gonna hit Spell Pierce.
Ooh,
Vines of
that-
Ashwood, Apostle's Blessing. Is that mutagenic growth?
Mutagenic Growth
Yeah.
and a Blossom
Yeah,
Defense,
so literally just a handful of pump.
a lot of pump and a lot of protection.
Could he have? Probably not. Probably could.
That's
All
a
right.
Terminate. That's,
I imagine Russell will respond
yeah.
with a blossoming defense.
Yeah, most likely.
I wonder if he Pendlehavens first to get the extra pump.
I hope he does.
And
Maybe.
Or he. Yeah.
Yep,
Oh, there you go. All right.
Got it.
It's going to make it a 2-3.
There we go. Now a.
And.
Oh.
Oh, just mutagenic growth.
Oh.
He's going to let it get terminated? Is he.
That.
Interesting. And a
Oh.
Vines of Ashwood.
Okay.
So he
Well-
just, I guess, wanted to make sure that there was no way
Yeah.
that it was going to die.
Yeah, I guess he just At this point, it seems like he just really wants to ride this Inkmoth to victory, and
Yeah.
he wants to keep as much protection in his hand as possible. Which I guess is fair. Like, if he loses that one Infector, he has no game going on, and he's already at 6 life.
Yeah, I mean,
But
it's risky. I don't think he can pump it to 10 in one attack. Not unless he drew a Become Immense, which would be super sweet, but...
oh, that card that I don't know what it is.
Is that the green search, the legendary enchantment? I'm gonna do some internet sleuthing.
Yeah,
here.
if you can figure out what that is.
I'm gonna do some internet Ixalan spoilers. Alright, bear with me, folks. We're gonna I think it's gotta be.
Oh, it looks like he's going to block this Tassiger with his Inkmoth.
Okay. Does he have Awake and keep it alive?
He can't keep it alive with his hand.
But maybe he can also kill the Tassiger?
He also cannot kill the Tassiger. He can make it
That-
3/3 at best.
Okay.
No, he can protect it. He can't kill the Tassiger. You're right.
That doesn't look like it was maybe New Horizons, but I don't think so.
It's definitely not New Horizon.
Okay. Oh, it's Shaper's Sanctuary. Okay, let's get it's a 1-mana enchantment. Whenever a creature you control becomes the target of a spell or ability an opponent controls, you may draw a card. Woo! That's
okay.
really good in the grindy matchup. So yeah, I think that Search for Azcanta, I think definitely probably a sideboard piece too. That he just brings in for these grindy matchups. And you know, I'm liking it. A scry every turn, an extra card every time they try to kill your creature.
Alright, well,
Alright, so he's... Alright.
looks like he's going to lose his Inkmoth now. His Apostle's Blessing is getting Stubborn Denialed, and he will be dealing, I think, 3 Infect to
1,
Tassiger?
2, 3... It should be 4,
4?
yeah.
Is it?
Because he Pendlehavened it,
Oh, you're right,
and then he
right.
Blossoming Defense it, yep. Well, so basically is as good as killing the Tassiger, because now it's just a 0-1.
Basically.
Oh, and there is a timely relic. Do you crack the relic right now? I think I would.
Yeah,
Before he casts a Gurmag or just another Tassiger.
definitely.
Draw a card. That looked like a Become Immense.
That was a
So
Become
now he just needs a creature to slap it onto.
Yeah. I'm pretty sure that relic should be exiled.
I believe so, but I don't think it necessarily is going to be relevant. Ryan is also down there, it looks like so.
Yeah. Well.
And Glistener Elf.
Oh.
If it lives, he could hit him potentially for 8 Infect. And that's assuming he doesn't draw another pump spell.
Unfortunately,
Well, I guess
Without a-
Tassiger could block, but...
and also without a graveyard, I don't think.
Oh, yeah, you're right. I totally forgot about
So,
that.
That actually might be relevant if that relic should be exiled or not.
Yeah, well, you know. Oh, and another Inkmoth. Well, yeah, you just attack,
Block, yeah.
jump with the Tassiger. Oh, activate the Tassiger.
Yeah.
Okay, all right.
Ooh,
Ugh. Give him back. What are you giving back here?
probably the Inquisition.
I would think the Inquisition too,
Definitely the Inquisition.
especially since it's the only card in his hand's not even a target for it.
Yeah.
Yeah, there we
There you
go. All right. We know how to play Magic.
So yeah, 2 spells that can kill my creature and 1 spell that does nothing right now.
Yep. And this might be this might start being the point where that that enchantment might start becoming kind of relevant for Russell.
Maybe.
There you go.
He still has
I wonder if it,
Elements,
yeah.
but
I don't think I would have cast that Inquisition there
I
unless
wouldn't
unless he just kind of forgot that he had to become immense,
yeah, he might
which
have,
is possible. But oh, there we go. 2 Infect. There's a lightning bolt. Bam. Oh, yep. Gonna drop that. I think that's gonna be a game changer in the long run here.
Oh yeah, that'll definitely help him out.
And pump the Glistener Elf.
What did he draw? Did he draw Might?
I can't tell. All right.
I think that's a Mightyville Crow's, though, but I'm not positive.
All right, so Inkmoth is dead,
Hit for 2.
and AJ's going to get 2 Infect, I believe. Yep, okay. There we go.
Nope, Noble.
It's a Noble Hierarch. Well, you know, that advances the clock.
Yeah.
And
Thought Scour.
Thought Scour.
Don't. Oh, did he?
Oh, he's going to Thought
Oh.
Scour Russell. Oh, hit a Glistener Elf.
Yep. But now I think that Become Immense is in play.
Oh, boy. Well, there is, yeah. And there is a 5/5 Death Shadow. Yeah, he can definitely cast Become Immense now. At the very least, he'll take that shadow off the board.
Yeah, especially with that Misty up there that hasn't
Yeah.
cracked yet.
Oh, it looks like he drew a Windswept Heath for the turn. So his hand is Windswept Heath, Become Immense. Yep.
So, what's the line here? Pendlehaven, the Glistener Elf.
I
swing.
probably just swing in, try to get him to chump with the Death Shadow.
Well, you have to Pendlehaven before the Noble trigger.
That's yeah, that's true. You could Pendlehaven with it on the stack.
I mean, you can, yes.
But yeah, that'll make the Glistener Elf a 3/3, which is, if AJ at this point should hopefully remember that there's a Become Immense in hand and that Russell can cast it, so he has to block here.
Yeah, I mean, he has Inquisitioned him twice and saw it.
Yeah, so
He definitely knows what's in Russell's hand right now.
yeah, and I think if you're Russell, you just go for it. I mean,
Yeah.
you got to make him have it. You know, you lose your Become Immense, you lose your ability to one-shot him. But you know, if he doesn't draw anything, if AJ draws dead, then you just keep going after it. Does Become Immense give him trample too? Doesn't it? Or is it just +6/+6?
I think it's +6/+6.
Okay. That'd be absurd if it gave him trample.
Yeah.
All right. He's
So,
gonna attack. He's gonna not Pendlehaven.
yeah, no Pendlehaven activation. Looks like he's
He's
just gonna
gonna Become Immense.
And there's a stubborn.
There's a stubborn denial. Okay. That
Well-
probably is the game. Well, no, I guess he can chump block with Noble Hierarch as
Yeah.
long as AJ doesn't draw removal for it.
But he is not in a good spot right now.
So AJ no blocks. Gonna take 2 more infect up to 4.
Ooh,
There's a second Death Shadow. Is that one shiny? It is shiny.
it is very shiny. No attack. That seems.
Yeah, I probably would have forced him to chump with the Noble Hierarch.
Yeah.
Maybe he was afraid of a pump spell from Russell.
Maybe.
I think it's a valid thing to worry about when you're playing against Infect and they have 1,000,000 +1 pump spells. Alright, what does AJ draw? Hey, Liliana,
Is it
the Last Hope, I believe. That's the
Alright,
promo one that they did for the San Diego Comic-Con where the other 4 are zombies.
Ooh.
So he can kill one of those. And he just says, okay, I'll just Pendlehaven it.
Unfortunately, he tried to kill the 1/1, which allowed
Yeah.
Russell to save it with the Pendlehaven.
But I think the Pendlehaven just dies at the end of the turn because I think Liliana Last Hope's effect lasts until your next turn when you activate it.
If
So
yeah, it would kill it.
so that'll die, but
Yeah.
it's a good call because now he can still keep it alive to chump block with it if he attacks.
Mhm. Which he most likely.
Oh,
That should be dead.
Yep, there we
we
go.
go.
Ryan's got it.
That does not save it, Russell. I'm sorry.
Yeah. It's until next turn, and it looks like Russell's finding out the hard way right now.
Yeah.
That is a thing we can advise players that sometimes people forget about because they've been playing for a long time. They think they know the cards, but never be afraid or feel awkward to check your opponent's cards and actually read
Yeah.
them so that you know what they're doing. Whenever I play against a card that I am not 100% sure what it does, I'll always ask to look at it.
Yeah, that was one of the first things I would tell players.
Yeah.
If they're new,
I mean,
always read the card. Always know what the cards are doing.
right. It was not by any means incorrect to pump the Glistener of Lepenahlim, though, because that did keep it alive if AJ had attacked with both Death Shadows.
Yeah, it gave him a
He
free
could have
blocker.
chunked with it, yeah.
Yeah.
And I'm not sure why AJ hasn't been attacking more.
I'm not sure either. At this point.
Yeah, here comes a Bladed Agent and a Dryad Armor.
Alright, so now he has 2 chump blockers that he could throw away and still keep his infect creature around.
Yeah, it's still kind of a losing race
Well,
against.
He still has
Yeah.
Liliana, so.
Alright, he's gonna trigger,
Trigger.
draw, boom. Keep it alive for a turn.
Yep. Free blocker.
Yeah, that's not gonna save it either.
It will be dead by the time you get priority to cast that.
Yep. Man, Liliana Last Hope.
Oh, man.
Surprisingly effective against Infect,
I mean,
the little creatures.
when you have a deck full of X ones.
Yeah, he really needs an Ink Moth at this point
Mhm.
to get around that. He's probably
Yeah.
got. Well, he's played 2. I assume he's got 4 in the deck, so he's
Yeah.
probably got 2 left.
Yeah, he really needs to find one of those.
His hand is Might of Old Krosa, and I couldn't see the other 2 cards.
I think
But
I
he
saw a
is-
Glistener Elf.
Yeah, I mean he's getting a lot of card draw off of that enchantment, but he's gotta find a way to do it with that Liliana. He's gonna pump the Dryad Arbor. I wonder if he's gonna.
Yeah?
I wonder if he's gonna make it big enough to kill a Death Shadow and just go after Liliana.
Maybe. Does he have enough pump to make it 8 power?
I'm not sure. I mean, there are 5/5s right now. He's probably not thinking about trying to kill both Death Shadows. He's probably just trying to get one off the board.
No, I was thinking about killing AJ.
Oh, well, yeah, I guess he could try to do that too. It's always a weird one when you die from loss of life to an infect deck,
Mm-hmm.
but it does happen.
Oh, it does. I've suffered that in Legacy before.
All right, he's gonna go. It's a 2/3.
Immediately blocked.
It's a
4/5.
4/5.
That will not. Oh no, it will. It's a 5/6. Noble trigger.
Oh yeah, yep, 5/6. There we
Okay.
go.
8/1 of the Death Shadows.
Yep. All right,
There goes
gonna
the-
kill the Hierarch. Gonna draw. Did he draw anything sweet? Well, he's just dead here to an attack.
Unless Russell has 2 Dryad Arbors in his list that he can go fetch up.
Yeah, he could drop to 3.
This game might be over.
Fetch a Dryad Arbor and Chump Block.
I saw a Misty in his hand. I don't know if he's anything else.
Yeah, I'm not sure either. Alright. There we go. Did some dredging. Got the fish out. He very nicely, neatly lays his graveyard out. What's left of it for us to see.
Meticulously lays out his graveyard.
Oh,
Man, that's the
alright. Guess he
game.
didn't have the other Dryad Arbor. Okay, well that ended up being a real good game. Super close. We almost went all the way to time. I sincerely doubt, with only 11 minutes left on our clock, that there's going to be any other matches because we started a little bit after the rest of the round. So they're probably
Yeah.
definitely done down there. So stick with us. We'll be back in just a few short minutes with our next round. Thanks, guys.
Yeah, thank you.
Welcome back to Four Horsemen, where it's still the eve of the Commander 2017 release. I am Lance of the Elite Four, the Dragon Master, and I have an entire box of new goodies for my dragons to kill you with, to flamboy you with, to flame you with. So let's dig in, shall we? Alright, Ron.
Wait, what next aren't we opening?
We are not opening the inferior wizards, the pathetic kittens, or the stuck-up vampires. We are opening the one and the only, the dragons. The true species. They are the PC gamers of the Commander 2017 deck release. Alright. Yep, load on that puppy. That's the full, the oversized the Dragon. 5 colors, foil, it's beautiful. Which we will be giving away this thing as a random during FNM tomorrow. And here's the deck. And there's the regular sized the Dragon. What do you think, Ron? You're gonna give me some feedback here. It's pretty sweet.
It's pretty sweet.
And this is, don't act like this is your first time.
There's a lot of mana on there.
How much?
9.
9, wow.
9? It takes 9?
Do you know how to say that, that converted mana cost in Magic jargon?
No, Ryan, I don't. How would I say that?
A Wooburg and 4.
What?
A Wooburg and 4. A Wooburg and 4. White, blue, black, red, green.
It's terrible.
No, that's not terrible. It's an actual factual thing.
That's a thing.
Oh, this guy looks like he's from one of those adult Japanese cartoons.
There's a lot of tentacles on there.
There's a lot of tentacles on that, or a Lovecraft novel,
There you go.
or both. What about this guy? Does this guy invoke any feelings in you?
It's a dragon.
It is a dragon, but it's a special dragon. It's a robot dragon.
What?
Look at him. It's a robot.
He's absolutely a robot dragon.
He's totally a robot. Like if Fry and Leela and Bender had to deliver a package to a planet full of these guys, they'd have to send Bender down to the planet by himself, and then when he didn't come back, Fry and Leela would have to dress up like robot dragons so these robot dragons didn't kill them.
You've put a lot of thought into this, haven't you?
Or none at all.
I like that card.
It's gold.
Gold!
But of course, now here is the entire reason people are going to purchase this deck.
I thought we didn't. Oh, that is adorable.
It is a cat Dargon.
Look at that.
And there's 2. There's 3. There's 4. Oh my god, there's 5. 5 cat Dargons. And they're real Dargons on the back, but nobody cares.
That's great.
Because cat Dargons. There's more gold.
What else you got? More gold.
More gold. There's these. Okay, so this is a cool thing. There's a cycle of curses. There's one for each color.
Okay.
And they all involve the same character with something bad happening to him. In this one, he's about to be eaten by wolves. In this one, people are pelting him with gold coins. In this one, all of these guys are about to do him physical harm.
Wait, how is getting pelted with coins a bad thing?
That they're metal. They hurt. Why don't you let me get a bunch of quarters out of the register and start throwing them at you?
Do I get to keep the quarters?
Yes, I'll let you keep the quarters.
Can I wear a football helmet?
No. And before you ask, you can't wear a Stormtrooper bucket either. Okay, we got some artifacts that do some cool things. We've got, is that Sauron from X-Men?
That absolutely is.
Okay.
The wing and the big head thing.
Yeah, that's totally him. I saw this meme that asked him, so he has the genetic ability to turn people into dinosaurs.
Right.
And Peter Parker was like, if you can mess with people's genes, why don't you just like cure cancer? And he's like, because I want people to be dinosaurs.
That's a good answer.
All right. Now I always felt the plight of this character. This is the Dragon Lord's servant.
Yeah.
Can you imagine being a Dragon Lord's servant and having to serve these platefuls of festering meat?
Delicious treats.
Delicious, delicious treats.
Oh, you gotta wait. Switch them back. Switch it back.
Welcome back to Four Horsemen, where it's still the eve of the Commander 2017 release. I am Lance of the Elite Four, the Dragon Master, And I have an entire box of new goodies for my dragons to kill you with, to flamboy you with, to flame you with. So let's dig in, shall we?
Actually, just leave it. Yeah. All right. All right, we're good to go. All right, we're gonna go ahead and do it.
Pretty sure we got Claypool.
We got the stop. We're having some technical difficulties up here, but you never mind that. We're gonna get things set up for here. We have Ethan and Tyler playing. I can't remember Ethan's last name.
Rap King.
Rap King. All right. Yep. All right. So Ethan is playing Madcap Moon,
Yeah.
which is sweet, and Tyler is playing obviously
Merfolk.
Merfolk. We're gonna let young Gorski get things updated for us here.
What is it? What is he playing?
It's called Madcap Moon. All right, Sean, what are we seeing here?
Well, so far we just had Serum Visions. I saw.
Bunch of cavernous souls.
Yeah.
There's a silver gill at it.
Revealing Regery
Looked like it. I wasn't.
or Harbinger.
Yeah.
One or the other. Oh, now we got a Mutavault. Oh, there's the Regery.
All right, there we go. The fish are coming down.
See a Blood Moon over there
Oh,
in
yeah?
Ethan's hand.
Do you know much about Madcap Moon?
I'm not terribly familiar with it, but I'm assuming it is just a Blue Moon deck
Ye-
that's incorporated Madcap Moon and Platinum Empyrean.
Pretty much, yeah. So you know me, Blood Moon's like one of my all-time favorite Magic cards, so I'm all about decks that use Blood Moon. I remember reading about Madcap Moon a few months ago and being like, oh, that's sweet, but I've never actually seen anybody use it. And I took a quick look through Ethan's deck, and it looks pretty sweet.
Looks like Tyler was able to draw an island, because before that he was actually locked out of blue mana thanks to that Blood Moon.
Yeah.
But looks like he
All right.
got rid of.
Now he got rid of Ethan's red mana.
Yeah, now he's stuck on only blue mana. And then a post-combat Smuggler's Copy comes down.
There we go. There, that will be a mountain for Ethan. Still has to pay 2 if he wants it to come in untapped. Actually, wait, didn't
No,
they change
I
that
think-
ruling?
Yeah, I think they got rid of that rule.
They did change that rule. I don't know if Ryan knows about that. Because I think he just made him lose life.
That would be unfortunate.
Is
Is he just drawing islands off the top?
He might be. Oh,
Oh.
look.
We have a
He says, thanks for that extra island. Now I can cryptic command you.
convenient.
You know what? Let's pop down. Looks like we've got everything set up here. Good job, young Gorski, getting us caught up to speed here. Sean, do you feel okay giving a play-by-play while I go talk to Ryan real quick?
Sure.
All right.
Do that.
I will be right back. Sorry to throw you under the bus like that, but
That's all right.
I'm going to go be the emissary of the rules, and I'm going to go check with Ryan real quick. I'll be right back, guys.
All right, it'll be a trial by fire.
Try and find out their records.
Yeah, they're probably 1-1 or 1-0, but looks like we got a Curse Catcher coming down on Tyler's side. Should be able to pilot that Smuggler's Copter. Looks like he may have something else before combat, though. What's that? Another Regery coming down?
I'm back.
Yep, looks like a Regery's coming down.
They're both 1-0. Okay. All right. So I conferred with Ryan. He does know about the rules change. That 2 damage came from something else, probably an attack by that Silvergill Adept. And I'm just deaf, blind, and dumb and didn't catch it, I guess.
Remand, putting that Regery back in Tyler's hand. Looks like he's going to activate that Smuggler's Copter, though, and get in with the Copter and the Silvergill.
Yep, here comes the looter scooter.
Let's see. He's looting this time.
Yep. I'm pretty sure the correct thing to do, unless you have 0 cards in hand, is to just always loot with the copter. But that's
Most
just me.
likely, yeah.
I'm a belligerent kind of guy. All right. Ethan down to 5. That Blood Moon looked sweet, but there hasn't been a ton of follow-up.
Yeah, a couple.
This looks like a Lord of Atlantis is going to come down. Ooh, a Spell Snare. Check that out. It's been a while since I've seen a Spell Snare. They kind of fell out of favor in the meta,
Yeah.
but I like that.
It's
All right,
yeah.
he's going to crew the copter. He's going to attack for lethal. What do we got? Ooh, a Snapcaster Mage. There we go. Going to tap
Probably gonna lightning
2
bolt.
blue. Lightning Bolt, yep. He says, all right, I'll pay for it. Whatever. I'll kill 2 of your creatures instead of just 1.
Yeah.
And we'll kill all 3. All right, and just like that,
The board is
Ethan
clear.
back in it. And Tyler says, well, that's all right. I have another helicopter.
Yeah. Now he's gotta find a pilot for that though.
Yep. Oh, but Ethan just drew a lightning bolt. So Ethan says, well, that's extra, all right, because I'll just zap it out of the skies. Oh,
And a click comes down.
Vendilion Click. And we got, what, 2 Mirror Regeries?
Is that 3 mirror region? No.
No.
It's still on the back. Is that a harbinger in the back?
That's a Harbinger of the Tides, yeah. I believe so. What do you take? Do you just not take anything?
I feel like I'd probably take a lord. Maybe.
No, I guess he just says,
Yeah.
alright, whatever. I'll bolt anything that moves. That's what he says. It'll probably be that helicopter.
Yeah, unfortunately, he's probably gonna have to.
Well, no, he can block the helicopter.
Yeah.
I'd probably zap the Regery. Look through Ethan's deck. I believe he has 4 copies of Vendilion Click,
Really?
which is a lot. I'm
Yeah.
pretty sure. My eyes might have been deceiving me. There was a lot of shiny, fun-looking things in Ethan's deck, so I was just like, ooh, ooh, ooh. All right.
Looks like he picked up a cryptic command on his draw step.
Oh, love me those cryptic commands.
So-
I really like, and I know I've been talking to some people who do not agree with me, but I like the iconic Masters art for cryptic command a lot.
I have not seen it.
It's kind of just like a wizard-looking guy who's all wrapped up in like billowy cloth, and it's like filling up the whole frame, and he's just kind of like holding his hand out, and the cryptic command, the classic kind of glyph symbol, is just like coming out of his hand. He's just kind of being like, he's just kind of like a nope, nah, dude.
Oh, I'll have to take a look at it.
Yeah, that got new art, and Austere Command got new art. That one's
Austere.
okay.
Yeah, I think that's basically a commander card. I don't know.
Austere Command.
Yeah.
Well, so did you play back when like Lorwyn Shadowmoor
No, I
was
did
out?
not.
Oh wow, man, I feel so old when I.
I mean, I quit before that happened.
Oh, so you were on a break.
Yeah.
Yeah, I've done the off again.
I think
on
I
again thing.
quit around Saviors of Kamigawa.
That's
around
when
the Kamigawa.
I quit around Kamigawa, and I came back at the tail end of Ravnica, and then caught Time Spiral, which is still one of my favorite blocks of all time. The block was so silly.
What is in cast here? Harbinger?
All right. No, it looked like he spell snared a Silvergill Adept again.
okay.
All these spell snares. Yeah, so they did, the Cryptic Command is not the only command from Lorwyn. There was Cryptic Command. There's one for each color. There's Cryptic Command, which was always clearly the best. Austere Command, which was always the second best. Profane Command, which during the time, during like Lorwyn Standard, was considered one of the best ones too. Primal Command.
I would play Primal
Yep,
Command.
and the red one, which we don't talk about. I don't know.
I
I can't remember.
I
It's,
actually
I think it's
can't think of it.
Incendiary Command, maybe.
Probably. That sounds right.
But that one almost never gets used. Even in standard when it got printed, it was like considered probably the worst one.
Yeah.
All right,
I mean,
Ryan says I gotta look at something here. Not sure what's happening.
It looks like he cast a Electrolyze targeting a Curse Catcher and Tyler 1-on-1. He sacked the Curse Catcher to counter it, but as long as he also targeted Claypool, it'll still resolved. It doesn't fizzle it completely. So if you want
Right.
to actually draw the card,
Yeah.
you'll need to pay another mana for it.
That's true. As long if a spell has multiple targets, you need to have legal targets for all the targets when you cast it. But then once it's cast, it'll only fizzle if all of the legal targets somehow become illegal targets. Like if a creature dies, or if all the creatures die that you target. But yeah, that's the same deal with like Searing Blaze. That's a big question a lot of people have about Searing Blaze. That red burn spell a lot of the time.
Oh yeah.
All right, Tyler, going down to 7 life here.
He has not been able to stick a creature.
No, Ethan really stabilized. I'm digging this blue moon, Madcap moon. I hope we see the Madcap combo at one point. That is a really hilarious combo. I used to, people used to do it in Ponza for a little bit. They toyed around with it, but I don't think that was necessarily always the best thing for that. Ooh, Master Waves for 2, because he does have Spreading Seas out.
Yeah.
And what is that?
That's
Is that charm, but I don't know what it does. Oh, draw two, discard 2. I'd probably just discard those 2 lands.
What is it?
He drew 2 lands
I think
and discarded 2 lands. He's gonna do it again. Oh, a land and a cryptic command. Well, you definitely want to keep the cryptic.
Yeah, that is a great card.
Yeah, you maybe want to keep that land too. I don't know. This is a more controlling deck, so I imagine this is one of those decks where you probably want as many lands as you can get. Drawing 2 lands and keeping 2 lands is a bit much, but I can't see what he discarded. Got a little bit of glare from the light. Oh,
2 Platinum
2.
Imperials.
Yeah. When you're playing Madcap
Yeah.
Experiment, the one place you definitely don't want your Platinum Imperions is in your hand.
Yeah, no, it's not a good place for him. Do you know how many he plays? Does he only play 2?
I think he had 4.
4 Platinum Imperials?
Maybe not. Maybe I just thought he had 4 of everything because I was looking through it real quick.
Yeah, that sounds like a lot.
I guess 2 is more common,
Okay.
but he might have another one. Otherwise, I imagine he maybe would have wanted to keep 1 because eventually he'd be able to just hard cast it.
Yeah, maybe.
He's only 2 lands shy. All right, there's
another
good old Cryptic Command. Tyler's just gonna scoop.
Oh yeah, no, yeah, because he's dead.
Yeah.
Just counterspell type routine. And
Yeah.
Kills him with the swing back.
Blood Moon. Well, I wouldn't say that the Blood Moon is necessarily the cause for this, but I was grabbing on Tyler a little bit because his older Merfolk list used to be very susceptible to Blood Moons, and I always joked with him that he was the only person I ever knew that had a Merfolk deck that could lose to Blood Moons. But he has changed it since then.
Well, during that game, he had multiple Merfolk get countered.
Yeah.
Through Spell Snare and the remands. So turning off those 2 Cavernous Souls he had was huge for Ethan.
Spell Snare are big in this matchup, surprisingly.
Oh yeah, no, that card is amazing for
Yeah.
this matchup, assuming he doesn't have a Aether Vial.
I will say, to Tyler's credit, he's been making some modifications to his Merfolk deck over the past couple weeks, and I like the direction he's taking a lot. I really like, personally,
The Looter Scooter?
well, that's sweet in that, and I actually sold him a Vendilion Click of his own. I don't know if he's put it in his deck now yet, but I do like Vendilion Click in the Merfolk deck a lot as well. But I really like the blue-green Merfolk deck that's come around
Okay.
with some of the new Ixalan Merfolks.
Yeah. That list is a lot more aggressive, isn't it? With a lot more like 1 and 2 drops.
Yeah, because you have there's a 1-drop that's the green one, and it's a 1/1. But as long as you have another Merfolk or just an island, it gets, I think it's like a Curd Ape almost. I think it's like +1/+2, or maybe +2/+1.
I think it's +1/+1.
You think it's just +1/+1? That could be the case, but yeah, a 2/2 for 1 though in a Merfolk deck is aggressive. And then they have the
It's also a Merfolk. That's
yeah,
huge.
and the other one, the Branch Walker. I can't remember that's exactly its name, but it's basically and I wasn't sold on that card, but I watched some YouTubers play it, and one guy summed up really well.
It's basically a Silvergill Adept?
It's basically like having 8 Silvergill Adepts, because what happens, it's a 2 It's a 2/1 for 2. It's green,
Yeah.
and it explores. So Explorer is a kind of a cool ability. So if you hit a land, so when you explore, you reveal the top card of your library. If it's a land, you put it in your hand.
Yeah.
If it's not, you can choose to put it on the bottom, I think. And then the creature that explores gets a +1/+1 counter. So,
I think it's the graveyard.
oh, it could be the graveyard. So essentially, you're either it's another Silvergill Adept that just draws you a land instead of another card, or it's a 3/2 for 2
That lets you scry one.
that lets you scry one, which is still really good.
Yeah.
So and they have Collected Company in that deck too.
Really?
Yeah, some of them do. I've seen a lot. And man, dude, Collected Company out a couple of lords.
that seems.
Yeah. I'm trying to get Tyler to do it, but he's a staunch
That seems rude.
mono blue only Merfolk player, but maybe he'll come around.
I don't know. That sounds interesting.
I've been watching a lot of people play the blue green Merfolk decks, and I think they look sweet. And I'm not a big Merfolk fan, but if I were gonna play Merfolk, that's the version I would be playing, just because it seems like a lot of fun to me.
Yeah, it does.
All right, both players settle up their sideboarding. I have no idea what's in Ethan's sideboard.
Yeah.
I imagine he's probably got some burn in his sideboard.
Probably some Anger of the Gods.
Yeah, I hope so.
I would have to assume.
Yeah.
So, like, seems to be a great card for that
Yeah.
deck.
Tyler, I imagine, probably boarded in probably just his counterspell suite.
Yeah.
I can't really see him bringing in anything else.
I don't know what his cancel suite is. I know he has Spell Pierces.
He has Spell Pierces, and maybe it's just Spell Pierces. We were talking about remands the other day, but I don't think
Looks
he
like
was talking about using them for something else other than his Merfolk deck, I believe. So I don't think he's got those.
Looks like Ethan's
Ethan's
going down
mulling
to
to
5.
5. Well, he's up a game, so I guess if you're gonna mull the 5, this would be the best time to do it. I hate the feeling of having to mull the 5.
Yeah.
As a rule, I will not go to 4 either, even if I have the worst 5. And it's probably not very smart to not ever go to 4, but I have gone to 4 in the past, and it's just going to 4, especially with the decks that I like to play.
Yeah.
You might as well just scoop on the spot. You play it out, I guess. You can kind of get them to play some of their cards and figure out what they're gonna do. But
Yeah, it looks like he kept his 5.
yeah,
Scried an op to the top.
well there you go. That might help curve things out a little bit.
Hopefully.
What do you think? Does Tyler curse catch the opt? That'd be super aggressive.
Yeah, it would.
It'd be kind of funny though. All right, he's probably, I'm imagining, gonna fetch and opt on Tyler's end step. That's a nice looking land right there. All right, there's a Lord of Atlantis. I can't tell what that
Uncounterable. Oh, Keranos.
is. That Keranos?
That is
Oh
Keranos.
man, Keranos is like one of my favorite
There it goes.
god cards. All right, Ethan's going to drop to 19 to fetch a basic island and do some opting. I recently tossed 2 ops into my Storm deck. I'm toying around with those. Right now I'm on 2 ops and a Peer Through Depths. I'm not sure if I might toy with those numbers a little bit the more I play with it, might tweak them, but it's been okay so far. I haven't minded.
I know when I played that Jeskai Geist deck, as soon as the opt became legal, I put 4 in mine.
Yeah. Oh, Jeskai Geist. That's a deck I like a lot.
Yes. Every card in that deck became instant speed other than the Geist itself.
Yeah.
It felt really
It's
fun
basically
to play.
like Jeskai Flash, but then you're like, yeah, but Geist is just an awesome creature, so why not?
Exactly.
All right. Ethan plays a Sulfur Falls, right? That's what that card's called?
Yeah, Silver Falls.
Yeah, and then passes his turn. Here comes more Curse Catchers.
Yeah.
And he's going to swing in for 4. Ethan's going to drop to, should be 13. And he's going to play
Steam
a tapped Steam Vents.
There's one of those Spell Pierces in Tyler's hand.
Oh, yeah.
So he's going to try to leave a blue up, definitely.
And there's Maruidri. That's a lot of damage.
Yeah, it is.
That's 6, 9. That's 9. That's going to drop him to 4.
Should be.
Should be 4. Yep, there we go. All right. Tyler remembered. He said, don't try to cheat on me, man.
Yeah.
Get that life total down there.
Oh, no.
I wonder if he's got a Cryptic in hand. Cryptic tap draw.
It's going to get spell. Yeah. He's going to Cryptic tap draw, and it's going to get spell pierced.
I mean, he can even just Curse Catcher it
Yeah.
with one of them. He's got a million ways out of this.
Yeah.
That's a spell pierce, I imagine. Yep. All right, on to game 3. Man, rough having to
Yeah.
roll the 5.
Yeah, Moldifies are. Yeah. I think
Yeah.
all year, like a probably 30% chance to win at best. Like,
Yeah. All right, let's hope for a great
Game 3.
game 3. I want to see all the back and forth.
I want to see some fried fish. Might just because I'm hungry, but
Curtis and I have had many a discussion about Kozilek's return.
uh-huh.
And when I was running Panza, I started running a Kozilek's Return or 2 on my sideboard. And I love that card. That card is super fun. When I was playing in the SCG Open in Baltimore, I managed to I got one over on a burn player who was about to kill me. Thanks to Kozilek's Return. Let him dump all his creatures on like turn 3 and attack me. And I was like, I have an instant speed sweeper. But Tyler,
Yeah.
as a Merfolk player, understandably hates that card. It's one of the few things you could have that will kill a Master of Waves. Assuming he's not being pumped by Lord.
Yeah, I'm actually a fan of it for Legacy.
Oh, yeah.
Especially in my Sneak and Show list, I have, I think, a couple of them in there
Yeah.
to deal with death and taxes to get around Mother Runes.
Right, yeah. Well, yeah, the fact that it's colorless tends to be one of the reasons why it's so good. Having it be instant speed is sweet, too.
Yeah.
But that's a card I definitely doesn't see as much play as I think it deserves, but
Like there's a lot of lands.
yeah.
Maybe. He's got 3 lands.
He's
got
got
3 lands.
spreading
but-
seas. There's an opt on the Incept and a scry at the bottom. Drew a land. He probably didn't even want that land, but
It's
now
like-
he's got it.
2 Master Waves in his hand. Did he draw a 3rd one?
He may have. There's a Silver Gale. Gonna reveal Master Waves. Yep.
Drew another Spreading Sea.
Drew Spreading Seas.
Yeah, I think there's one in the back. Yeah.
There is gonna be
Oh, he only has 2. My mistake. There is the Merfolk, I think the Pearl Trident.
maybe.
I don't know the name of
There
it.
is a Minamo.
It's a 2-drop Lord there.
Oh yeah, Master of the Pearl Trident. Looks like he
There
had
you
2 of those.
Yeah.
All right, there's Master of the Pearl Trident. Will we see a counter spell? Maybe a spell snare. Maybe a
Electrolyze.
He is gonna electrolyze.
The Silver Gill.
Looks like he's gonna send 1 at the Silvergill and 1 at Tyler.
Yep.
Yep. So that's gonna take Tyler down to 19. Ethan fetching basics here. Must be still expecting a Blood Moon sooner or later. That looks like a Snapcaster Mage.
Yeah, I think he just drew one of those.
All right.
I really could use a Lightning Bolt to pair with that guy.
Yeah. All right. There's another. Oh, he's got
got
Cryptic up now.
It's also got a Spell Snare, it looks like.
Oh, there's the Madcap
Oh.
Experiment. So, for anybody who doesn't know what Madcap Experiment is, it's a 4-mana sorcery.
Does he have a Spell Pierce? I don't think he does.
No.
Nope.
So you reveal. Oh, wow, that was
Didn't
right.
take long at all.
So you reveal cards from the top of your library until you reveal an artifact, and then you put it on the battlefield, and then you lose life equal to the number of cards that you reveal. But Platinum Empyrean, when it's on the battlefield, says your life total can't change. So when you play Madcap Experiment, the only artifact you have in your deck is Platinum Empyrean, so that no matter what you do, you're basically getting an 8/8 for 4 mana, and you're not taking any damage. And until they deal with it, they can't do anything to you.
Yeah.
And I
I'm
wonder if Tyler boarded in any artifact hate or not, because we didn't see it in either of the first 2 games. And I don't think he typically only has a Hercules recall as any kind of artifact hate, but
Yeah. I don't think he can actually kill artifacts.
nope. And Tyler going to drop to 11 there. Man, in Platinum Empyrean, he can just attack with impunity, and he never has to worry about blocking or anything like that for as long as it's on the battlefield, because his life total can't change.
Yeah.
He's like, attack me all you want. I won't even block him, because they
No.
just can't do damage to me.
Yeah, his only concern, I think, will be a Harbinger of the Tides to bounce it back to his hand. I think that's the only real way that he has to deal with it.
Yeah. And Ethan can just sit on a counterspell for that.
Yeah, although he's...
Oh, he's going to counter the Curse Catcher and draw. All right. Oh, yeah. Stay ahead of it. Don't counter your weird counter-spelling fish. There's another Madcap Experience. They can't cast because he doesn't have red mana right now.
Oh, man.
But Tyler down to 3. Gonna have to start chumping with his merfolk soon.
Yeah. He's got to get some more Merfolk into play. Is that a Reader?
That's a Regery.
Yeah. Looks like this Reader, he's going to fall into the bus
Nope. He says no blocks, but I will snap back
and opt, looking for red
and
mana.
opt. Yeah,
Pretty sure he's
probably.
got a Lightning Bolt in hand.
Yeah, but he doesn't.
Yeah, he's just looking for a red
Yeah,
source.
he just needs the red mana.
Oh, I think I saw an Anger. Yep.
Yeah, and a spell snare.
He's got a lot of red cards in his hand for...
Yeah. Well, yeah, he can attack there, force a block. And Gorski, let's hit the refresh button there. It looks like on our screen, Tyler's name blanked out for some reason.
Yeah.
So, oh, there we go. All right, we're good. There's a
Master.
decent number of chump blockers, basically.
For
For
3?
1, 2, 3, 4.
4? Did I miss one?
Well, the master.
Oh, you're right.
Yeah. So that'll be 4 little Squirtles that are just going to be unsanctimoniously sacrificed to this giant metal golem thing. Oh, there's red mana.
That's a...
He says, I'll shock it in. It can't even shock me because my Platinum Empyrean. Oh, there's a bolt. And Ethan is going to take the win
Oh, yeah.
with Madcap Moon. I like it. Straight to the point with that bolt. He's like, yeah, I've got it. All right, we have 23 minutes left on the clock. They started a little late, so we'll go down. We'll take a look. We'll see if we can get another match for this round, but
We can try.
we'll try.
We'll see
But
if we can get one.
I probably doubt that we'll find one, but we'll try. So sit tight. We'll either be back with another match for round 2, or we will be back at the start of round 3. Stick with us, guys.
I can't hit anything!
Can't hit anything! Yes, 3 hits! I can't hit anything.
It's your turn.
Don't rush me. You've been around for a long time. You're not in any hurry. All right. Here's what we're going to do. All right. You're going to love this. I'm going to swing for everything. And that's your tail. Gotcha. You're done. I win. Have you not touched a magic card in 65 million years? I have never played anybody so bad. You realize I've only played like 4 games, and I just whooped the tail off of you. Donnie, remember what your doctor said about your blood pressure. Donnie, calm down. Just calm down, Donnie. I had no idea Sealed League was going to be this exciting.
Hi folks, Trouba here again to talk to you about Dice Masters. So today, thanks to our good friends at WizKids and their huge generosity, I'm able to give you a quick sneak peek at the new product for Dice Masters, the Draft Pack. We have the 3rd D&D set coming out soon, D&D Tomb of Annihilation, and with Tomb of Annihilation we get our first look at draft packs. There's 8 in a pack, and their contents, they're about the size of a deck of cards, and inside you will find, let's see here, a nice thing of dice. There are 2 dice per card in the pack, as you can see there. And then we have our cards. So first off, there's a special promo code for the people who play the MMO Neverwinter, and we also have our rules insert. Can't really see that on film, but trust me, it's there. Then we have, in each draft pack, there are 2 basic actions. So when you when you're using these to play a regular draft, you will keep your 2 basic actions. These are your 2 basic actions for your team. You will then choose 1 card from these 12. The rarity distribution is we have about 6 or 7 commons. In this case, we have 7. There's 3 or 4 uncommon. In this case, we have 3 uncommon. And there are 1 or 2 rares. In this case, we have 1 rare. And 1 or no super rares. In this case, we have a super rare. Check that out. Pretty. Ooh, can we see it here? Trying to get it to focus nicely. There we go. The Yuan-ti Pureblood with the new ability Attune. And Attune is when you use a basic action die, or is it basic action or any action die? When this character is active, when you use an action die, deal 1 damage to target player or character die. So a pretty strong effect coming from this set. But as I said before, you would choose your 1 card from this. I, of course, am going to choose the super rare. And you pass this to your right, and your whoever's sitting on your left passes you another thing of 12 cards, and you again choose your 1 card. I'll just go with another rare, and it goes around until there are no cards left. Then for each card you took, you get 2 dice. So I would get 2 of the Yuan-ti Pureblood die, which is this one here. I get those 2. And from that, you make your best 8-character team with whatever dice you get. And if you have more dice than what it says is max. Like if I were to draft 3 Wanty Purebloods, I would get 6 dice. I could use all 6 of those on that card, even though it has a max 4. That's just a special rule for draft. But yeah, my wife and I have been playing around with these a little bit, and they're pretty great. Just the two of us, one-on-one, we were able to just sit down across from each other, draft, and we both had 2 perfectly viable teams. I had like 16 dice on my team, and I had 18 dice.
All right, guys, we're back in round 3. We have, it looks like there was a conundrum with some cards there. Well,
shuffling misplay over here.
We have Chris Gorski going up against Bobby Levdansky. Although it looks like his name might have come up through our thing a little wrong. That should be an I in the end there. Sorry, Bobby, if you watch this later. No. Get rid of the T, young Sam.
Oh, okay.
All right, we're working through it, guys. We're having a fun time up here.
There we go.
We're having so much fun. We don't care how to spell names, but all right, we have Bobby Levdansky playing, we think, Grixis Shadow.
Pretty sure it's Grixis Shadow.
Sean is pretty sure it's Grixis Shadow. He's probably right. And Chris Gorski playing the new 5-color humans deck.
Ooh. I have not got to watch this deck in action yet.
Really? So they're both 2-0, which is nice. So, funny story about 5-color humans. I follow a YouTuber who goes by the name of Magic AIDS, which is not the, but that's what he called himself. He is the creator of this 5-color humans list. He came up with the list a couple months ago and posted a very entertaining YouTube video where he played it. And then I can't remember the name of the player, but that guy won the SCG Open with it a couple weeks ago. Used basically Magic Aids' exact 5-color humans list, except I think he changed a couple of the lands and like maybe changed the number of like one creature in the deck, and then didn't give Magic Aids any credit for it.
Really?
Yeah. In the interview, he did say that it wasn't. He was like, it's not my deck. I found it online, and then played with it extensively and tweaked it, which is kind of a shame because the video only got posted like a week or two before the Open, and he didn't really give him any credit. And then Magic Aids did another video where he kind of talked about it. He presented the evidence for his argument that it was like his exact deck. But he was happy, because it's validating to brew a deck and then have somebody go off with it and do stuff. But it's a cool deck. Uses like tons of lands that can just produce any color of mana. Ancient Ziggurats, Mana Confluence, Cavernous Souls, and the new one from Ixalan, the
Unclaimed Territory.
Yeah, Unclaimed Territory. In Magic Aids list ran Reflecting Pools. The guy who played in the SCG Open, that's one of the cuts he made. He took the Reflecting Pools out. I don't know if Chris has those in or not. But then, other cool thing about the deck, it is aside from 4 Aether Vials, entirely creatures. There's no spells. Well, no sorceries or instants, but you can do just so much with it. It's got Meddling Mages, it's got Mantis Riders, it's got that Kitesail Freebooter who's basically kind of like a Duress. Yeah, Thalias, there's Unclaimed Territory. It's a cool deck, but Bobby,
A couple Thalia's Lieutenant.
wasting no time tearing the hand apart with discard spells. We've got Inquisition,
And a Thoughtseize.
got a Thoughtseize, we've got a Tasigur.
On turn 2. It's a turn earlier than Adria could do.
And this is that's like kind of the nuts for Grixis Shadow deck.
Yeah.
Going off.
It's a real. Oh, looks like he
There's
top
a
decked
Thalia.
Thalia. Yeah. I see this being a.
Is that the Thalia that makes everything come in tapped, or the Thalia that makes things cost 1 more mana, like 9 creature spells?
It costs 1 more.
Okay. Isn't that's considered to be kind of better than the other one sometimes?
Yeah.
Right? Yeah.
Yeah, no, the one that makes lands come to play tapped and creatures was Thalia Heretic Cathar, costs 3 mana.
Yeah.
It's a 3/2 first striker.
Yep. So Chris is gonna take the hit from Tasigur there, gonna drop to 16. There's another Unclaimed Territory.
Alright.
I 100% guarantee you that the creature type he's naming is humans.
Yep. I would hope so. Feel like it's safe.
Camel. I named Camel. So he's got Thalia's Lieutenant in hand, along with. Did he have 2 lieutenants?
I think it's 2 lieutenants
Yeah.
and a freebooter. So I feel like a freebooter is probably.
Freebooter might be coming down here. And like I said, that's basically, it's like a Duress on a 2/1 flyer. Yep, Bobby's got to read it because he says, what is this weird janky Ixalan card?
Exactly.
Oh, that's some fatal pushes.
Couple fatal push.
Those are them nice F&M promos we were just talking about downstairs, too.
Yeah.
All right. Yeah, so it's exiled until Kitesail Freebooter leaves play. So kind of like a Tide Hollow Sculler sort of effect, but he flies.
It's
There you
a
go.
fixed Tide Scholar.
Yeah, a little
Tide Hollow
easier to
Scholar.
cast. Got some sweet evasion.
Yeah.
And gonna swing in for 4 with Tasigur. Chris is gonna drop to 12.
And it looks like he wants to fatal push the Thalia.
I'm sure he's definitely considering it. Oh,
Nope, he's gonna play the.
he's gonna
Death
play
Shadow.
a 5/5 Death Shadow for 1 mana. We like fair magic here. don't we?
Yeah. I mean, why do you need to kill a 2/1 when you can just play a 5/5?
Yeah. All right. What is Chris gonna draw? An Aether Vial. Little late for an Aether Vial. Oh, there's a Thalia's Lieutenant.
Oh, we got Thalia and his faithful lieutenant.
Gonna tap that way. Gonna get a +1/+1 counter on Thalia's Lieutenant. Thalia's Lieutenant, when it enters the battlefield, puts a +1/+1 counter on each other human you control. And then it's also like a Champion of the Parish, isn't it? Doesn't it get a +1/+1 counter whenever a creature comes down?
I think it does.
Yeah. He's like a bigger, badder champion of the parish. Which, man, back when
I think it's based on humans though.
yeah, humans. Yeah, well, that's like champion of the parish too, which I believe 5-color human lists typically run too. But champion of the parish, I used to love that card. Did a few. Yeah, did a few Innistrad drafts back in the original Innistrad block, and the best deck I ever drafted really just wrecked with the champion of the parish. Kind of did like a weird Naya colored humans deck.
I mean, Champion of the Parish can definitely just snowball out of control.
Oh yeah. All right, he's gonna chump the Death Shadow. He's gonna take the beats from Tassiger, and the life totals are gonna get tied.
Yeah.
In tennis, they would say the score's 8-love.
8-all.
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 8-love would be 8-0.
Oh well, see,
think.
I need to watch more tennis. Clearly.
I play tennis, so that's how I did it.
Oh well, look at everybody making me look like an idiot up here. That's okay. All right.
We got a Mantis
That is a
Rider coming
3/3 of flying, vigilance, and haste. That is Mantis Rider, aka slightly better Lightning Angel.
Yeah.
Has only one less toughness, but costs a whole mana less to cast.
That makes it.
So makes it pretty much almost always the clearly better option.
Yes.
So, oh, it says why not? He's got haste and vigilance. We'll take you to 5.
And I
We'll
think,
make your Death Shadow an 8/8.
and most importantly for this deck, it is a human.
Yep. All right. There comes the fatal push on the Thalia.
It looks like this Mantis Rider might be entering into a chump block mode.
Yep. Definitely got lethal on the board. Gonna Thought Scour himself. 2 lands? Yep.
Yeah.
Polluted Delta and Bloodstained Mire, was it?
Yeah, it doesn't say what he
It
drew.
looks like you drew a Colian's Command, unless you already had the Colian's Command in hand. Alright. Gotta block the Death Shadow here.
Yeah. So he's gonna go down to
He's gonna go
4.
down to 4. Methinks we'll see
I don't know if
Game 2 starting here pretty soon.
Yeah.
Unless Bobby took himself to 3 or less somehow and Chris topped another Mantis Rider.
Yeah, I think that's the issue right now. Bob's trying to decide if he wants to Thoughtseize, but if he does,
Yeah.
a top deck Mantis Rider is just lethal.
Right. And I didn't see what it was. It didn't look like a Mantis Rider. But, let's see. Chris is going to think, should I scoop it here? Can I get out of this?
Now he has, what is it, a Thalian Lieutenant and an Aether Vial in hand?
I
don't know what else.
Yeah. There. Oh, a Noble
Noble.
Hierarch.
Yeah.
And
the Lieutenant?
the Lieutenant, yeah, okay. So he's gonna throw down some chump blockers and hope for the best. I like it. It's a no giving up attitude. Okay, well there you go.
Oh, now we're done. And we're done.
You got to make him have it. I am with you where you're at, Chris. You gotta.
Never scoop.
No. Some people scoop way too early, and then
Yeah, they do.
yeah.
I don't know how many times I've played Sneaker Show and they've scooped just to the Emrakul trigger. Doesn't kill them. They'll scoop anyway.
There was a really funny video I was watching. MTG Goldfish, that guy, Saffron Olive.
Yep.
Sometimes his videos are spot on, and then sometimes I cannot stand them.
Yeah,
But-
I can see that.
But he was playing a. It wasn't like a sneak and show. It wasn't a. It might have been a Through the Breach with Emrakul, and but I think it wasn't. It was a one where the combo involved getting Emrakul out of your deck. I think it might have been a polymorph actually. It might have been like a polymorph combo.
Okay, yeah.
With creature token generators, and then Emrakul was the only one in the deck. And he drew. He was about to lose. He drew his only Emrakul,
Yeah.
and he cast. He basically bluffed. He
Oh.
cast the polymorph. His opponent tried to counter it. He countered the counterspell, and his opponent just scooped.
Wow.
he was.
Wow.
And he was like, I can't believe that actually worked. Yeah, it's pretty funny. That was one of his better videos. That was super funny. So yeah, that's the thing though. You don't scoop. Make him have it. That's what I say. But I guess, yeah.
Yeah, I actually remember way back in the day. Do you remember the Dragonstorm deck?
Oh yeah, Dragonstorm with
Bogardian Hellkite?
yeah. When was that out? That had to be Time Spiral, right? That was around Time Spiral? Because that's when Bogarden Hellkite came out.
I think it was Scourge had Dragonstorm.
Scourge had Dragonstorm, but Time Spiral had Bogarden Hellkite.
Yeah,
So it must have been back when Extended was still a format.
maybe.
And yeah, I do remember that because people were playing that and Form of the Dragon, Enduring Ideal. Yeah, those are sweet times, man.
But I remember some of the Dragonstorm players. I think a couple of them would not run Bogarden Hellkite in their deck
Oh,
to get more cards, be able to actually have more spells to interact with.
and just
So,
try
like,
to
try to-
bluff people.
Yeah, they would cast Dragonstorm for 4, reveal their hand to show they didn't have any Bogarden Hellkites in their hand,
Oh yeah.
and then basically their opponent would scoop to them because they get the 4 Bogarden Hellkites out of the deck.
Right.
And without deck lists at the times, no one would really catch on to that.
Right. Oh, so sneaky. That's
Yeah.
one of the things, one of the many layers of this game that make me enjoy it so much, and I've enjoyed it for a long time. On and off. Yeah, my first big break was during Kamigawa Black. I wasn't a fan of that Black. I would love for them to revisit Kamigawa because I think they could do it a lot better. You know,
Yeah.
they've kind of learned from their mistakes of the past. I think they could definitely make it a lot better. I don't know if they'll ever do that though.
Yeah.
But yeah, then I came back for Time Spiral, which was awesome. Took another break around when the first Innistrad came out. played a little bit of that, but
Yeah, I think I quit after Mirrodin when Kamigawa was coming around.
yeah.
And I didn't get back into the game until about World Wake.
Oh wow, okay, yeah.
That's when I got back in. So yeah, I took a long break from Magic.
Yeah. But Magic is a game that will always be there for you.
Yeah.
It's been around for a long time.
Yeah, it looks like Chris is starting off with a
Yep.
turn 1 Aether Vial.
Putting his counter on his deck so he doesn't forget his upkeep trigger. I
Yeah.
love when people do that. There's no shame in making sure that you do anything you can to remember your triggers. And we have Bobby shocking himself down to 17. We're going to see Thoughtseas. Oh, nope. Serum Visions. All right.
Draw 1 and scry 2.
Let's see. I'm going to say, what do you think? Top, bottom?
Top, bottom.
All
Nope.
right.
Top,
Oh.
top.
Ooh, bottom.
All right.
Bobby says, nah. I'm better
No.
off without those cards.
I don't need those cards.
All right, we got one charge counter. The turn 1 Aether Vial, especially for the 5-color humans deck, is a huge advantage.
Yeah, especially when it has a Thalia
Yeah.
on the play right behind it.
Yep.
It's definitely going to constrain Bob over here.
Yeah.
He really wants to just fire off a lot of 1-drop or 1 cast and call spells and get some type of Tasker out.
Right.
And Thalia's really going to muck up the works for that.
We'll see. Do you think we'll just see a fatal push here? Oh.
That is not good.
No, he had to discard a hand size.
Yeah.
Ooh.
Stuck on a 1-lander. That makes
Ooh, that
Thalia.
Thalia really, really got in the way of Bob's game plan there.
Yeah.
And now we have Violon 2. Chris is in a pretty nice spot right now. Oh, he drew the second land. I wonder if he's got a fatal push in hand to kill that Thalia. I think you pretty much have to.
He
at
really
this
needs
point.
one. Yeah.
Yeah. Let's see. He's gonna shock in Steam Events, go to 13.
Yep.
Almost can cast a Death Shadow. Oh, just passes
I think
the
I see a
turn.
Kolaghan's command.
Gonna tick up to 3. That must mean he's got Reflector Mage in his hand, probably. I don't, or
Or a Manus Rider.
Manus Rider.
Is that an Abzan Falconer?
It kind of looks like it. That might be a sweet sideboard card. Yeah, if you can get a Violon 3 and a Violon 2 with a 5-color humans deck, it's gonna be hard to beat you, I think, at that point. But Abzan, oh no, that might be Champion of the Parish.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, similar color scheme, but yeah, Champion of the Parish.
Yeah.
My guy, he'll probably get Huge.
You got a Mana Strider coming in?
Yep, there's Manus Rider. Gonna trigger, put a +1/+1 counter on champion of the parish. Oh, man.
Swinging for 5.
Yep. And this is what makes this 5-color humans deck so swanky.
It does not look like Bob has the Fatal Push.
He's just gonna pay 2.
Digging for 1.
It's a Thought Scour. Kolaghan's Command and a
Land?
Blood Crypt?
Bloodstainmire?
Bloodstainmire or Blood Crypt?
He had a Pluto Delta, though.
One of the two. Got Polluted Delta. Can he get himself out of it? He can cast a Death Shadow now.
Yeah.
But he's going to have to deal with that Manus Rider. That Manus Rider is just going to fly over the top. Oh, so going to crack, go to 7. Probably get a basic here. Probably, I'm going to guess a Swamp. Yep. Ooh, a nice looking Swamp, too.
Is that, what's that, Tempest? No.
Yeah, it might be Tempest Foil. I can't tell.
Yeah.
I miss when they used to put that
Or is it-
shooting star on the foil cards.
Yeah.
Wish they still did that. It was a nice touch.
Unless it's Urza Saga.
Oh, yeah, might. And Death Shot. Alright, so he says, I've got big creatures too,
Yeah, he's putting up defenses.
But- but
that Manus Rider.
they don't fly.
Yeah, they do not fly. That Manus Rider is king of the air right now.
Oh, yeah. Alright, Chris gonna shock. Or, I mean,
He's fetching.
crack a fetch.
Probably not shocking.
I misspoke. Oh, no, well, he's gonna not shock, but he will get a Hallowed Fountain tapped.
Unless they got Death Shadow in this list. I don't think that's a human.
Alright, what's your opinion? Do you like the original Shockland arts better or the Return to Ravnica art better? In general. Give me a general blanket statement.
In general, I'd probably go with the new ones.
I like the new ones too. I know a lot of people that like the old ones though. And they're nice. They're still
Yeah,
nice,
they are.
but the new ones just kind of look fresher, I think.
Yeah. I honestly have not really even looked at them.
Really?
Not much, yeah. Because I did not keep any lands. Like, actually, no, I didn't even play during that time. And when Return to Ravnica came out, I picked up all of my Shocklands instead of there.
Oh, yeah, yeah.
So,
Yeah.
I actually did not give much thought to the old ones.
Yeah. I'm a big fan of art for Magic cards.
Yes.
I spend a lot of my free time sometimes just like going through artist portfolios for guys for artists who work on Magic. There's a Kite Sail freebooter, and and I look at all my old cards too versus my new ones, and it's interesting to look at how the art for Magic has progressed and evolved over the years. Yep, he's gonna take that Kolaghan's Command. He said, "Give me that." Oh, by the way, my champion of the parish is now 3/3. If Bob's got to watch out, or that thing might get bigger than his Gurmag Anglers and his Death Shadows soon.
Yeah.
Oh, we're
Got
gonna
another Manus
violin.
Rider?
Oh, that would just be absurd.
Yeah, it would.
That would be lethal.
Would it?
Yeah, because he can just attack with everything. He's taking guaranteed 6. Oh, no,
No,
wait,
he
no,
still has
because
two
he can double
blockers.
block,
Here.
yeah. I don't know how to math, but it's okay. Oh, no.
Fiend Hunter.
Fiend Hunter.
Ooh.
That must be a sideboard card. He says, I'll take that Death Shadow, though.
Yeah. Still
Champion
can't really
Parish just keeps
attack.
getting bigger and bigger. Well, I mean, you'll definitely attack with the Manus Rider.
Oh, yeah, definitely
Yep, there
Manus
you go.
I meant with the champion.
Yeah. Not quite. I mean, you don't want to just feed the fish, you know?
No.
Alright, so Bobby's going to drop to 4. He really needs a Fatal Push here. Fatal Push or bust. Just about. Yep. Alright, scooping it up. We're going to go to game 3. Yeah, there's... Oh, man. The 5-color humans deck just has... It can do so many different things.
Yeah.
With all the different humans and across all the colors and everything like that. And especially the sideboards tend to have... the sideboard tends to have a lot of flexibility in it with what you can bring in.
Is it a lot more just human creatures?
I think in most cases, I'm pretty sure you don't really ever. I don't know. It's such an interesting deck because you just don't. You get all of your spell-like effects from the different creatures.
Yeah.
Because you can just use any human creature, no matter what color. Gives you a lot of flexibility there.
Yeah, we've kind of moved to the point where all the creatures also just have spells attached to them. So.
Yeah, well, you know, the vanilla creatures, you know, they're only sweet if it's like a 5/5 for 1 mana. You know.
Yeah.
Nobody's ever won in a tournament in recent memory that I know of playing Grizzly Bears. So that'd be sweet. Somebody should try to do that. All right. Looks like nobody really went to their sideboard all that much. I wasn't really looking at the screen. I was trying to keep up with Twitch chat here.
How's it looking over there?
It was looking, but not really much action. If you are watching on Twitch, feel free to drop us a line and say hey. I'll try to do a better job of peeking over at the other computer to see who's talking to me. Also, we do have the Facebook chat up, so if you're watching on Facebook and you want to say hi as well, you can go ahead and do so. We're going to get into Game 3 here. Bobby's going to open on a Polluted Delta.
I wonder if he's got a thought seeds. No, doesn't
no.
look like anything.
There's a Cavern of Souls.
Probably naming human.
Probably named birds, I bet.
Possible.
And a Noble Hierarch. Pretty good turn 1 for Chris. Bob is going to crack the fetch land. He's going to go to 17, I guess, which means he's probably going to shock in.
Probably got a Thought Scour.
Good old Watery Grave there. Thought Scour or Fatal Push would be good here. You know, you don't want to let those Noble Hierarchs stick around. Oh, no.
Just shocked it in for the negative life.
Yeah, I mean, that's what you're trying to do with Death Shadow, so.
Yeah.
Alright, top. He's thinking
Top
about
bottom.
it.
Top bottom.
He's thinking about it. He says, I could probably leave this on top.
What's he gonna do?
I don't know, he's really thinking about it.
Oh, bottom.
Bottom. We're both wrong.
Oh, we're bad at this. Is that a Fiend Hunter?
It is a Fiend Hunter.
Does he have a Manus Rider? Is that what I saw?
I can't quite tell.
Yeah, it is. He got a turn 2 Manus Rider.
No, that's some. Is it a Manus Rider? I can't tell. Oh yeah, it is. Okay. He says, "Hey, it's your least favorite card probably in my whole deck." Just getting mercilessly beat down.
It looks like he's got the Fatal Push, but he needs fetch land or something to come off the board so he can trigger Revolt for it.
Yeah, and he attacks, so Bobby is going to be down to 14 here. And we'll see. Could potentially get a Death Shadow out here if he's got a way to lose a couple more life.
Maybe.
Thought Seize would do it. Fetch land would do it. Shock land would do it.
2 mana.
He's going Collective Brutality.
Wow, what's he pitching?
Neat.
Is that a Fatal Push?
It looks like a Gurmag Angler to me.
I know, he's hiding it pretty well.
I know. I guess we'll never know. Well, it's not important. It's in the graveyard.
Yeah.
He says, get rid of that Hierarch. I'm going to gain 2 life. There's Unclaimed Territory, the sweet new card that made 5-color humans possible. There's another Noble Hierarch. And Kite Sail Freebooter. Man, that card. Oh!
Yeah.
Alright, 2 Death Shadows, a Tasigur, a Fatal Push, and a Kolaghan's Command. What do you take here, Sean?
I'd probably take the Fatal Push.
Yeah. Yeah. Force him to use his Kolaghan's Command on it now if he if he draws the land for it.
He'll have to take
and get him back down to 12. He says, yeah, you can cast your Death Shadows, I guess. Oh, wait, sorry, 11 because of the Noble Hierarch.
So now, that's the unfortunate part. Now he has to Kolaghan's Command the Freebooter to get the Fatal Push back, but then he's gonna lose his Revolt trigger, so he can't actually kill the Mana Strider next turn.
Yeah, maybe you just play the Death Shadows.
Yeah.
And take a beat for one more turn and hope you get another land so you can do everything you want to do.
I mean, that'll be the hope.
I mean, he could correct that. I mean, he could cast
Both of them.
both of them. Yeah.
Make them 5/5 each? Or 4/4?
They.
No, 5/5 each.
Yeah, they'd be a 5/5 if he shocks. Yep. All right.
Yep.
So he's gonna go down to 8. He says, "Yeah, I can put 10 power on the board with 2 mana. What's up?
That's pretty good.
What's up?"
Oh, do you miss the days of Termaglyph?
Oh yeah. I never thought I would say that, but. All right. What does Chris draw? It's another one of whatever that card was in his hand originally. Maybe we'll see it.
It's I think that's the Necromancer. That whenever a creature dies, you make a 2/2.
I'm not sure. I don't know what card you're referring to.
I think it's Zathrid Necromancer.
Oh, I don't know. Oh, we're gonna see it. What is that? Is that
It looks like a Zathrid Necromancer. Yeah, Zathrid Necromancer.
interesting?
Let me pull that up.
All right, Sean's gonna look that up. Meanwhile, Chris gonna get in for 4 with the Mantis Rider. Gonna take Bobby to 4.
Yep.
Oh yeah. Whenever Zathrid Necromancer or another human creature you control dies, put a 2/2 black zombie creature token on the battlefield tap. Pretty swanky. I like it.
Yeah, it's great. It's a great answer for any deck that runs a ton of spot removal. So
Yeah.
you can fight through.
And he's got another one in hand, so he could start doubling up.
Man,
It's like a regular old bridge from below at that point.
it's gonna make that Coldness command feel a lot worse whenever you're spawning
Yeah.
zombie tokens off.
Well, he needs an immediate answer to the Mantis Rider. He's just dead.
Yeah.
Did he? I wonder what he has in hand. A Fatal Push isn't going to do it. He can't trigger Revolts. He needs, I don't know, a Lightning Bolt maybe? Do you think he's got bolts in his deck? Looks like he drew an
Probably
Aethersworn
not.
Canonist too. A weird looking human, but still a human nonetheless.
Yeah, I am a fan of that human.
Yeah.
Mostly for my legacy sideboards. They got another Necromancer coming down though.
Probably. Why not?
Make that spot removal so much worse.
Yeah, yeah, and then he'd probably say, you know, I guess he can kill my Mantis Rider. Oh, no.
No.
That's the Fiend Hunter. Gonna take himself a Death Shadow. He says, I ain't scared of your Death Shadow. I'm a Fiend Hunter. I eat fiends like you for breakfast. Alright.
I got the.
Can pay 2 Aethersworn Canonist. Alright. It says, nope, can't cast more than 1 spell unless it's an artifact.
Yeah.
And attack.
4 damage coming in.
What's he got?
Terminate?
Terminate. Ouch. All right.
That'll
Well,
work.
Chris is going to get a zombie here. Zombie tapped.
Ooh.
Bobby's definitely fighting an uphill battle right now.
Yeah. It's only at 4 life.
A land would help a lot. He could Kolaghan's Command, get back the Fatal Push.
A fetch land.
A fetch land, yeah.
Which means he goes down to 3.
Yeah. I mean, I don't know what you do at this point.
But at least that would mean he would kill the freebooter, and then with the fetch land, you get a basic swamp, and Fatal Push the Fiend Hunter, get back your other Death Shadow,
And then cast Tasigur.
I mean, you're out of mana at that point.
Oh, that's true, yeah. Yeah, I don't know. It's a
But
tough
then you
tough
would
spot
have
he's got himself in
1,
here.
2. Yeah, but then they get replaced by zombie tokens, so you would still die on the crackback.
Yeah. Man, this human's deck.
Yeah.
This human's
That-
deck is looking
That Necromancer has made any line Bobby could have right now really bad.
yeah. Tough spot. Wonder what he's gonna do. Gonna dredge out
I feel like he needs
Tasigur.
he needs a Team or Battle Rage right now is what he needs.
Yeah. I don't even think that would get it done.
Depends on how he blocks the
Yeah, I guess
Death
it would
Shadow.
depend on how he blocks. I don't know. If I was at 18 and my Death Shadow person was at 4 and they attacked with their single Death Shadow, I'd probably be real wary of something like that.
I mean, even yeah.
Gonna shock and go to 2. I think Bobby's just dead here.
Oh yeah,
He's got a
Nothing he can do
2/1
right now.
that can fly. He doesn't even need a. He doesn't even need a Mantis Rider. He can just attack with his Kitesail Freebooter. A flying pirate. The first pirate to find a home in Modern. How wonderful. I swear to God, I'm going to figure out how to make a pirate Modern travel deck a thing. I don't know how. I don't know when. Maybe Rivals of Ixalan will print some sweet ones.
Kolaghan's command. Killing the
You
freebooter
have
and
to kill the
canonist?
freebooter. You just die to flying damage.
Yeah, I'm sure he's killing the freebooter and the canonist right now with the shock shatter.
Yeah.
Then
He gets 2 zombies, but they come in tapped.
Yeah.
And then he could block 1, 2, 3. The Fiend Hunter only has 1 power.
So he's alive for the turn.
He could. Oh no, because there's 2 Necromancers too. I think he's just dead.
Not yet.
What
He's responding to one.
Okay, gonna kill both of those.
Oh, what?
He's gonna get 2 zombies still.
I think he's just dead on board then.
Well, they come into play tapped.
Oh, the freebooter's still there.
Yeah, and the freebooter flies.
Yeah. With the noble, that should just be lethal.
Yeah. I think you had to kill the freebooter there.
Yeah.
Kill the freebooter, block the zombie and the necromancer. I think you're dead either way if you just swung with everything. All right. Man, see, last week we had all these like 2-0 like steamroller games, and now we're getting all the sweet like
coming down to the wire.
Go to game 3. These real nail biter sweet matches.
Anafinza the Foremost.
Oh yeah, dude.
Wow.
No, this humans deck is sweet. It's super spicy. All right, we have 16 minutes left on our clock. Not sure how many they have downstairs. Once again, we'll go look. We'll see if we can find another match to finish up our round 3 here. If not, we will be back for round 4. Thanks, guys.
Hi folks, I'm Truby, and I'm here to introduce you to Dice Masters. What is Dice Masters, you might be asking? It's a dice pool building collectible card game from WizKids that's been around for about 3 years now. Currently it uses the Marvel, DC, Ninja Turtles, and the D&D licenses, and more licenses are reportedly in the works. So you can live out your dream scenarios with Justice League and Avengers. You can have them facing off against each other. The Legion of Doom can take on the Guardians of the Galaxy. Ninja Turtles versus the Defenders. Or mix and match. So you can have Spider-Man, he can team up with the Teen Titans. Batman and Iron Man side by side. Tony Stark and Bruce Wayne, billionaire playboys. Or you could have a D&D Beholder, like teamed up with the Sinister Six. The possibilities and combinations are pretty much endless. Now, those of you who have seen us playing on Sundays, I totally understand seeing all those dice on our playmats can seem kind of intimidating, but the basics of the game are deceptively simple. Let's take a quick look here. Each game you'll start the game with these 8 generic dice. We call them sidekick dice. They have 6 sides. 4 sides correspond to the 4 energy types in the game. We have a pawn face, which is a character which can be fielded and it can block an attack. And we have a wild side that can be used as any energy. These energy types correspond to the energy types on our characters, so in order to buy Mary Jane, you have to have at least 1 mask, and to buy Spider-Man, you have to have at least 1 bolt. You will start with all 8 of these dice in your bag, and you will draw 4 of them, and roll them. So let's give it a little shake here. I got my 4 dice. You get 1 reroll per turn. With this roll, I can not buy any characters, so I am going to reroll 3 of these and keep the sidekick dice. Sidekick character face. So we now have 2 character faces and 2 energy. With the sidekicks, they have a 0 fielding cost. That's how much it costs to summon them and put them in the field. So they can then block an attack. They also have an attack stat and a defensive stat. In this case, they are 1 defense and 1 attack. So I'll pay 0 and I'll field both of these. And I'll spend the wild as a mask, along with the other energy, and buy Mary Jane, and I add her to my pool of dice. Now my opponent will take their turn. Then my next turn, I'll draw 4 more dice, roll them. This time I really want to get Spider-Man, but I only have 3 energy. I'll reroll the sidekick character face. And thankfully, he comes up energy. So now I'll spend the wild as a bolt, and I will purchase Spider-Man and add him to my dice pool. Now on my next turn, my bag is empty, so I fill it with everything in my use pile. Everything that's been spent, everything that's been spent so far. And then I draw 4 dice. And we get Spider-Man and Mary Jane. I'll roll them. And that's actually a really great roll, so I won't roll anything. Both Mary Jane and Spider-Man have a 1 fielding cost. So I'm going to spend 1 energy and field Spider-Man. Then I will spend 1 energy and I will field Mary Jane. Then during my attack step, I can just send all of these at my opponent, and that would be 3, 4, 5, 6 damage total. Additionally, these characters will have other special abilities that have to deal with when they're in the field, or when they enter the field, or when they attack. But we're not going to get into that now. Another great selling point on Dice Masters is compared to basically every other collectible card game out there, Dice Masters is far and away the least expensive to get into and play. These starters are about $20, $19.99, and really contain everything you need to get started. But there are also these $1 booster packs. Here we have the Batman set. They contain 2 dice and 2 cards that can be used to build on top of your starter contents. There is still a rarity model, but rarity is very frequently not tied to the strength of the cards in the game, and there really isn't a single must-have card when it comes to our general casual play at the store. There's also a draft format for Dice Masters, and that's one of the places where this game really shines the brightest. So here we'll take a quick look. Open a pack. And here we have the 2 dice. Ooh, and 2 cards in our Batman set. So we got a Two-Face and a Batarang. And the Two-Face, this die corresponds to Two-Face, Batarang. There you go. And these are $1. If anything you've seen here piques your interest, we run weekly events here at the store, 2 p.m. Sunday afternoons at 4 Horsemen Comics and Gaming in Morgantown, West Virginia. Don't want to enter the event? That's totally fine. Come watch a few games, and I can personally walk you through a few games. I've got loaner teams, so we can just take it nice and slow. When you feel comfortable and you want to try out a team of your own on one of our weekly events, I will personally cover your entry fee for your first constructed event. You can also join us on Facebook. We have our own group. Just search
4HMDM.
That's 4 Horsemen Dice Masters.
4HMDM.
That is our Facebook group. And you can ask any questions you want there. Hope to see you on Sundays.
Hey, Donnie, you should come play some X-Wing with me. Aw, come on! That's no fun. Hey, Donnie, come play some X-Wing, man. Aw, you're no fun. Hey, Donnie, come learn to play X-Wing with me.
No, Tyler, I'm teaching Donnie to play Pokemon now.
Ah. Hey, Donnie, come play. Aw, you're no fun. I'm going to use the restroom. Hey, Donnie! Hey, if you want to learn X-Wing, come in here Thursday nights and talk to me, Tyler, and I'll give you a free X-Wing demo.
All right, guys, we are back again for our last round. We got the names in the wrong spot. We do got to switch those. It's a little confusing, the orientation from being down there to being up here. So we have Ashley Wolf going up against Tyler. He's back again.
Can't get rid of him.
Well, you know, we saw in this matchup, and we saw that it was going to be a tribal beatdown. We got Tree Folk versus Merfolk.
So who's the best folk?
The battle of the folk. And it should hopefully be pretty sweet.
Hopefully.
Yeah, I was going to say, I think Tyler's best bet again ahead in these matchups is going to be all the spreading season and seize claims. Tree Folk is very forest dependent. So
yeah, if you can disrupt their mana, definitely makes it a lot more difficult for them. Although she did lead off with the Birds of Paradise, so that should help her mana situation out. And it looks like she's got multiple force in hand. So.
Oh yeah, we had her on stream last time I remember. She might have been on after that, but it was a couple weeks ago, and it was for a brew night, I believe, and she won.
Oh wow!
Ryan really liked her Merfolk deck or Tree Folk deck. Pardon me.
What is that?
I liked it too. It's a sweet deck.
I have no idea what this card is.
So that might be the Bosk Banneret. I think it might be.
Yeah, I'm gonna have to lean on you because I have zero clue.
Her deck list used to be posted on Tapped Out. All right, there is a Master of the Pearl Trident. And yeah, I think that's got to be the Boss Banneret. I think that makes it so that your Merfolk spells cost 1 less, and I think it's a 1/3. All right.
Okay.
And Tyler's gonna Vapor Snag it, so Ashley is gonna drop to 19.
Draws another Birds of Paradise there.
Well, that'll help against all the sprinting season and such.
Yeah.
Did you look up that Boss Banneret?
Yeah, I did.
Was that what that was? Did it look like it?
Not.
Oh, that's the
Different version?
the Dauntless Dowerback, I think it's called.
Dauntless Dowerback.
Yeah. Maybe. We should look up. All right, you know what? Go to Tapped Out and search for, I think she called the deck the Ents March on Isengard. Little Lord of the Rings joke there. I'm pretty sure she had her deck list up on there. So we can bring that up and use that. And yeah, for anybody watching at home, if you like that deck, if you like this Tree Folk deck and you want to play it, you can also go there and look up her deck list. All right, Tyler putting down an Aether Vial. Looks like he's giving Ashley a brief rundown of how that functions. And he's going to put a Looter Scooter into play. Smuggler's Copter had to be banned from Standard. And probably one of the more controversial times in Magic history when a bunch of cards needed to be banned from Standard in a very brief amount of time.
Yeah, I don't think we haven't had a banning since old Jace.
And when they banned Jace, there hadn't been a banning in Standard for like 12 years or something like that.
Yeah,
before.
since Mirrodin.
Yeah.
When they had to deal with Archon Ravager.
Yeah. All right. So that is a Treefolk Harbinger, which lets her search for a Treefolk card and put it on top of her deck, and that is Lignify, which is a Treefolk tribal enchantment that basically puts it on a creature and just makes it a 0/3 Treefolk creature. So kind of just turns them into a tree, and then they don't do much. All right, there is the Murmuring Bosk.
Ooh.
It is a forest, so it can tap for green, and you can pay 1 life to tap for black or white mana.
Yeah, I am familiar with Murmuring Bosk.
Yeah. And she is gonna cast a really
Dun-
cool looking card. Are
Is
you
that
having
Dungro
any
Velder?
luck finding her deck on there?
Mm,
Yeah,
yeah.
Tyler's got a read too. This is why we like having this deck, because you see so many things that you would not see otherwise. That might be weird art for Heartwood Storyteller.
I think that's Dungrove Elder.
Oh, that could be Dungrove Elder too. All right, I'm gonna see if I can race Sean here.
Yeah, it's asking me to sign up.
All right, yes, that creature on the very end is the Bosk Banneret. It makes your Tree Folk and Shaman spells cost 1 colorless mana left to play, or less. All right. Oh, that's not Dauntless Dower Bark. All right.
We have Master Waves coming down for 1, 2, 3, 5.
Yeah, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Yeah, because of Spurning Seas too.
Yep.
All right. I have found the deck with a quick Google search.
What was the name?
Sean. The Ents March. I searched the Ents March on Isengard MTG on Google. It was like the second thing that came up. All right. Anyways, that is a Dungrove Elder. It has hexproof, and its power and toughness are each equal to the number of forests you control. So it's currently a 3/3. And yes, that other card that you may not know, the one that's attacking right now, is a Leaf Crowned Elder. It's a 3/5 and it has kinship. So at the beginning of your upkeep, you may look at the top card of your library, and if it shares a creature type with Leaf Crowned Elder, you may reveal it, and if you do, you may cast the card without paying its mana cost. And it is a Tree Folk Shaman, so anything that is a Tree Folk or Shaman, you cast it for free. Super sweet card. And that's why we like this deck so much. It's sweet. There's a lot of synergy with the Tree Folk. I think it's pretty underutilized sometimes.
Yeah.
All right, and there is another Dungrove Elder. They are still just 3/3s, but they do have hexproof. And she is going to crack a Misty Rainforest.
About to become 4/4s.
Probably get a forest. Oh, another Bosk Banneret, which you can search because it is a forest.
A Murmuring Bosk?
Murmuring Bosk, yep. Too many Bosks. I get confused, guys. It's been a long day for me, okay?
Yeah, I'm about to say, like, that is the one card in this deck. That and Dungrove Elder that I know.
All right. So, she's got 2 lands untapped. I don't know. Does she have any cards in hand?
Doesn't look like it.
Yep, and she has turned the Master of the Pearl Trident into a tree.
Yeah.
So her, or Tyler's Merfolk are not getting a boost from that.
Looks like the Dungrove Elder's coming in with another creature.
Yep, and it is, a 4/4. She's getting with that, the Bosk Banneret, and the Leaf Crowned Elder, which is a 3/5. And Tyler is not going to block, so he's going to go to 12. He might have blocked something with the Lignified Master of the Pearl Trident. It is a 0/4 Tree Folk with no abilities. That is the specific text of that enchantment.
Should be able to probably block that 3/5 then.
Yep, and there's another Master of Waves. That's going to be rough.
Yeah.
It is going to be a 1, 2, 3, 4. I don't know if it counts Master of the Pearl Trident anymore.
I am not positive on that rule.
That's an interesting question. I think Ryan's down there, so he's probably the one who's going to try to figure that out. So it's either going to be 4 elementals or it's going to be 6 elementals. So
yeah,
we'll find out, and they are going to be 3 2s because there are 2 Master of the Waves.
Yeah,
that's a lot of power.
It's going to be at least 9 of them.
Yeah. One of the weaknesses of the Treefolk deck is that it doesn't have a ton of removal for those creatures. It does have Abrupt Decay and Beast Within, but you cannot Abrupt Decay a Master of Waves.
Can Beast Within.
You can Beast Within it, but she only plays 1 copy in the main board. And she doesn't have her sideboard listed here.
Well, maybe she can find more Lignifies then to turn off the abilities of it.
And if she reveals a Lignify off of Leaf Crown Elder's upkeep trigger, she can put it onto the battlefield for free, enchanting something. Yeah. Pretty sweet. Alright. 1, 2, 3, 4. Oh.
5,
It looks like
6.
you still get to count
Yeah.
its mana symbols.
I had a feeling that was going to be the ruling, but...
Yeah.
She needs some type of removal.
I mean, he can attack with 1, 2, 3, 4 with 15 with just the elementals alone.
You can activate the scooter with one of the tokens. Yeah.
That's 18. That's lethal with no blocks. But she has 3 creatures up that she can block with. But she can only block that with a Birds of Paradise. I don't know if you necessarily chump with the birds at this point. Yeah. So she's not. She can go to 15.
No attacks with any of the other tokens, though.
I'm surprised. I probably would just start going in. Those tokens are pretty expendable in my opinion.
Yeah.
And they're 3/2s, so she could block. She could have blocked 2 of them, or 3, but that's still 6 coming through. And she'd only lose 2 of them.
And you still have another 5 on the back end for blocking, if that's a concern.
Right. All right. There is a tapped Overgrown 2.
Should put her down to 14. Yep.
What would be pretty useful for Ashley here would be getting a Doran, the Siege Tower.
Does she have that main deck?
She does. She has 4 copies main deck.
Oh, wow.
Yeah. Doran, the Siege Tower, for anybody that doesn't know, he's a 0/5 for 3 mana. He's a white, a black, and a green. And as long as he's on the battlefield, all creatures on the battlefield deal their damage, their combat damage, with their toughness instead of their power. Oh, so Tyler's going to double up on the Dungrove Elders and get them out of there.
You know, that was actually my nickname long ago.
What?
Dungrove.
Dungrove?
Doran.
Oh, Doran?
Yeah. Back when I used to play Cube back in the day, I would, when I first started playing Cube, I would draft a lot of white, green, black board control decks in Cube.
Oh, yeah.
And I basically earned the nickname of, like, Doran.
Yeah. This, before the word Abzan was around.
Yeah.
Tyler still being very conservative with his attacks. Oh, maybe not. Here we go.
Getting a little...
I thought he was only going to attack with the Looter Scooter again. But no, he's going to get in...
all
1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Yeah, 6 tokens.
And the master.
That's okay. All right.
Yeah. All everything.
All right. Is he crewing the copter with a Master of Waves? That's what it looked like to me. So that's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. That's 21 coming in from the Elementals. 24 with the Looter Scooter.
So 26.
And 26 with the Master Waves.
Oh wait, is the Curse Catcher crewing it?
Oh, the Curse Catcher might be crewing it. Yeah.
So it'd be 28 then.
28. Yeah. Can she block enough to bring that down? I don't think so.
No, does not look like it.
Yeah, one, 2, 3. That still leaves 1, 2, 3, 4. That's 12. And then another 4. That's still 16 coming through.
I think. Should be lethal.
Yeah. What is that card Tyler just put down?
I have no idea.
I don't know. He's showing a card in hand that I don't think he needs to.
Is that Daxos?
I have no clue. It might be it might be a new merfolk from Ixalan. I don't know. Alright, looks like Tyler got game 1. So we're gonna go to our sideboards here.
Yeah, when you get 2 masters out there.
Oh man, wouldn't it be hilarious if Ashley had choke in her sideboard? I don't think that was Daxos.
No, it wasn't.
Oh, she's got some Feed the Clans in her sideboard. And some Hurricanes that looked like. Which is spicy. Pithing Needles. None of those are really going to help her.
No.
Scavenging Ooze. And that the corrosive something or other. That's an artifact hating card.
Yeah, it destroys all artifacts.
Yeah. Oh, no chokes in the sideboard.
Creeping Corrosion.
Creeping Corrosion, yep. Well, you know, you don't always plan on running into Merfolk.
Yeah.
Unless you play around here.
Yeah.
Because Tyler will always be on Merfolk. And occasionally, people other than Tyler play Merfolk as well.
Really?
Yeah.
I did not know we had more than Tyler as our...
Well, Ryan O'Loughlin, our fearless captain of Friday Night Magic, usually has a Merfolk deck sleeved up for Modern that he lets people borrow. Or if you ask him, he'll sleeve it up for you. It's all in Japanese, so it's kind of a pain.
Oh yeah. Anything you borrow from Ryan's gonna be in Japanese.
Yeah. So people have occasionally borrowed his deck to play.
Okay.
I think Nick Leitner, he has a Merfolk deck that he uses occasionally, or he used to. And Dan Levdansky, who has been around a little while, but sometimes he runs Merfolk.
Yeah. I don't think he's... Yeah. I remember him having that, but I don't think I've seen him play that in a while.
There was one night where there were 3 Merfolk players here, and I know this because it was the first night that I had my brand new Ponza deck finally completed, and I wasn't going to get to play because I had the privilege of coming up here to commentate again, and so I let Tim Scroggs borrow it. It's because I wanted somebody to play so I could see how well it would do. There were 3 Merfolk players here.
Did he play all 3?
He played all 3 of them.
Did he win a match?
In 3 of his 4 rounds. He only lost to 1 of them.
Oh, really?
He beat 2 of them. He ended up going 3-1 the whole night.
That's good.
I forget who he played. I forget what non-Merfolk match he played, but one of the decks he beat was Tyler's, and it was really great because in one of the games he killed Tyler by Kessig Wolf running a Birds of Paradise for lethal, and it was awesome.
Oh wow!
Super funny.
God.
Tyler, when you rewatch this, I want you to remember that happened to you.
Man.
That is too harsh.
That just reminds me when I got killed by a noble hierarch.
Yeah, you know, that's the great thing about Magic. Sometimes funny things happen that you never expect are going to happen.
For 24 damage.
Wow.
Yeah. Playing against Infect and Legacy.
Oh, yeah, that makes more sense.
I was playing a Tezzerator list. Had Trinisphere out, had Ensnaring Bridge out, had Chalice of the Void on 1 out, no cards in hand. And
so they attacked for 0?
He killed the Trinisphere, and then he killed the Chalice on 1, and was able to, I think he had, double Invigorate, Berserk, and Become Immense on a Noble Hierarch after attacking with it while I was helping.
Man.
Through an Ensnaring Bridge.
Berserk, what a sweet card.
Yeah.
Oh, look at that. That is some of our FNM token promos,
Ooh.
the new thing they're doing. It looks like Ryan is giving some of them away. Looks like Ashley won one. Good for her. That's a vampire on one side. They're all dual-sided,
Really?
right? I believe.
Oh, wow.
So on one side it's the vampire, and I think on the other side it's a dinosaur.
Is it the 2/2 flying vampire, or is it?
I think he's got lifelink.
Oh, the 1/1 lifelinker.
It's the 1/1 lifelinker, and I want to say the other side
The 3/3 dinosaur.
is a dinosaur, but I'm not sure. Why don't I look it up?
I don't know. That seems pretty useful though, having double-sided tokens though.
Yeah, you know, if unfortunately I'm not a big fan of the art of the vampire all that much, but you know, I am a big. I like tokens. I like decks that use tokens, and is if they print, if one comes out that that has a great enough looking art, I'd totally spring for one.
Oh, definitely. Yeah.
All right, let us look it up. Ixalan promos.
Tokens are very, I feel like, underutilized and not really thought of when it comes to the game of Magic. You always think of actual Magic cards, but like tokens are very important to this game that no one really considers too much.
Yeah. Oh, okay. No, they're all treasures on the other side. There is a token of a 2/2 pirate with menace, a 3/3 dinosaur with trample, and the 1/1 lifelink vampire. They all have tokens on the other side, but the token art is unique for all of them and has some zesty flair that kind of matches what the card on the other side is. So, you know, for the back of the vampire, it's kind of got the conquistador armor in there and the rapier sword that they use, and on the back of the dinosaur one, it looks like a lot of the armor that Huatli and some of the people from the Sun Empire or whatever wear. And then on the other one, you got piratey stuff like well, it looks like a pistol and a map and stuff like that.
Alright, looks like we had a turn 1 play of a Treefolk Harbinger.
Alright.
That letter, I think
it's a great turn 1 right there.
Yeah, I'm trying to figure out what she got. I think she got a Dauntless Dowerback.
Okay, yeah, the Dauntless Dowerback is a sweet one. That's the one that makes all your power to have an equal number of force and Treefolk, and he has trample as long as you control another Treefolk. Oh, wow. I think there's another Treefolk. I don't know if it's in her deck, but I think there's one that makes all your forests and Treefolk indestructible too.
Huh.
Well, there's the Bosk Banneret. Or maybe it's Banneret. I'm not sure. Alright. Tyler's got 1 charge counter on his Aether Vial. Gonna cast a Silvergill Adept. He's gonna reveal a Master of the Waves.
Yep. Might have a Curse Catcher coming in off that vial.
Does he have one in
Doesn't
hand?
look like it.
No. He does have a sideboard card in there. I can't tell what that is. What is that?
I have no idea what that is.
Maybe we'll find out.
Maybe.
I wonder if it's Hibernation.
Maybe.
I think he, at one point, told me that he had that in his deck, but I thought he was only doing that to troll one specific person who plays at the store. But maybe he left it in, I don't know. Alright.
It looks like a Hibernation.
Yep. Well, if he can get one of those down, that's going to make things a lot harder for Ashley. But her deck is relatively cheap. She could recast a decent number of things pretty quickly, but...
she can. Although...
Is that a Doran in hand? That looks like a foil Doran. In hand. Could come out next turn. Tyler is 1 land shy of being able to cast that Hibernation.
No, it costs 3 mana.
Oh, it only costs 3? I thought it cost 4.
It's an instant, though.
Oh!
Returns all the green permanents to their hand.
Yeah. So he can cast that. I wonder if he'll cast it now or if he'll hold off a little bit. Nope.
Nope.
Alright, there's a Mirror Reejerey.
Looks like we have a bit of a discussion. I don't know. Wait. Nope.
Nope. Alright, just no attacks.
That is definitely a Doran.
I think she got 2 Dorans in hand. Is that going to be a Doran? Yes.
Yeah, we got a Doran.
Ooh, so shiny.
Very
Tyler's
shiny.
got it. He says, "What is this card now?" And he's gonna realize that it makes his Merfolk a little bit worse.
And it makes those tree folk a lot stronger.
Yeah.
Well, that was that an 05?
Yeah, he's an 05, but the Harbinger, I think, is a 03, and the Banneret's like a 1-3 or
Yeah, the
1-4.
Banner's a 1-3.
So they all get a lot stronger.
The Harbinger is an 03.
Yeah.
So, yeah.
So they get a lot stronger.
And he is an 05. Like,
Tyler's probably going to be looking to cast that Hibernation, I think, now.
yeah, I feel like that's probably going to come down this turn.
I think maybe.
Especially with her missing land drops and
Yeah.
having to use a Birds of Paradise.
Yep. Wow, 3 Silvergill Adepts, huh?
Oh, yeah.
And Jura Minamo. He could cast
He could cast a Master.
the Master. of
Cast another
Waves.
Lord.
Looks like he's going to cast the Lord.
Yeah.
So they'll be as big as the
4-3s?
tree folks now. They'll be effectively
yet,
3-3s.
right?
Because.
Oh, yeah. They're only dealing. Yeah, because they're 2-1s, right?
Yeah, well, they'll be 4-3s.
Yeah, so it'll be.
Which means with Dorian, they're essentially just 3-3s, which are the same as his, or sorry, her, Ashley's tree folk. Man, I can't talk tonight, folks. So anybody watching this or anybody who rewatches this, if I have screwed something up when I'm talking,
Yeah.
I sincerely apologize.
Is he sending in a Lord to get eaten by Doran?
I don't know. I guess. Well, he's got hibernation.
Oh yeah, you're right. He
mana
does.
up.
The
So
Hibernation
he
is
vialed in. Well, no, because didn't he vial in a Silvergill?
He vialed in a Silvergill.
So how did he cast?
He
Oh, he
Merfolk
untapped a
Reader. Yeah.
land with the Readery. Okay, that makes sense. All right, doesn't cast hibernation.
Huh. I'm pretty sure it was an instant though.
Yeah. Maybe he's gonna do it. I guess it makes
Yeah.
sense to do it at the end of Ashley's turn so that he can attack for lethal.
Yeah.
I don't think she has a way to get around that either.
I don't think she does,
No,
honestly.
that might just do it here. Alright, there's another Bosk Manor. Only costs 1 because of the other Bosk Manor.
And a Dauntless Direback for 2 mana.
Yeah, and that's going to be a 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. A 7/7 with trample.
Man.
Unfortunately, probably
going back to the
gonna get
Hydro Sea?
hibernated.
Yeah.
I am surprised a little bit that that's still in Tyler's sideboard. But it worked out for him this time. So
it is a great card to have right now.
yeah, I mean, I'm sure he's just gonna cast it on Unstep and just win the game.
Probably as soon as she declares attack. If she declares attackers, he'll probably cast it then.
Yeah. I mean, she's tapped out. He could cast it anytime. She can't
Yeah.
recast anything, so.
Doesn't really matter.
Yep. Boom. There's the hibernation. Ouch.
I think this game is.
Yep.
just
He's going to
about
be
done.
able to attack for 12, 15, 18.
All the damage. That bird-
Yep. The bird's back. Yeah, okay.
Yep.
All right, so Tyler going to take this one in 2. We've got a little bit of time left.
Might be able to find out the game.
We might be able to find another game. I'm not sure. They've been wrapping up pretty quickly. So we will either be back with one more quick match before we wrap up the night, or we potentially will not see you again. But if we don't find another match, one of us, or maybe Ryan or somebody, will probably pop up here and just maybe say bye and turn things off real quick. So hang in there for a couple minutes. We'll go see what we can do. And yeah, thanks, guys.
Yep. Thank you.
Hey, Donnie, you. That's no fun. Hey, Donnie, come play some X-Wing, man. Aw, you're no fun. Hey, Donnie, come learn to play X-Wing with me.
No, Tyler, I'm teaching Donnie to play Pokemon now.
Ah. Hey, Donnie, come play. Oh, you're no fun. I'm going to use the restroom. Hey, Donnie! Hey, if you want to learn X-Wing, come in here Thursday nights and talk to me, Tyler, and I'll give you a free X-Wing demo.
Hello?
Okay.
We did it. Oh,
We
okay,
did.
we're back. Do you
we
need this?
Probably.
All right. We could not find another match. Things wrapped up, so we brought Ryan back up here real quick. We're just going to talk about some upcoming events that we have before we're done for the night. You want to?
We're gonna briefly go over the rest of the large Magic events that we have for the remainder of the year and some releases. So today, the Merfolk vs. Goblins dual deck released. We have copies of it down on the shelf. You can pick that up. It's $19.99.
Hot diggity dog.
And I've got to say, that's probably the best dual deck they've released.
Is it? Oh, now you're gonna make me have to go look at it.
Is
and
it?
Stuff, and I'm gonna.
This is blue-red. So
sometimes you're the worst.
Sometimes I'm the best. Tomorrow night, Saturday, at 6 p.m. we have our standard showdown. That's every Saturday at 6. But following that, at 7 o'clock we have an Iconic Masters win-a-box that's modern format.
Yep, and then the weekend after that, the 17th through the 19th, is our Iconic Masters release weekend, which is going to be super fun. I imagine we'll probably have some drafts.
We have drafts scheduled Friday, Saturday, and Sunday. There's an event page on Facebook. You can go check out all the times. We're also going to try to do a sealed on Sunday afternoon.
Nice. Yeah, and come and buy some boxes of Iconic Masters because it's going to be straight fire.
And we, Ron and I discussed lowering our box price last night. We don't have a final price, but watch our Facebook page and also check out next week's episode of This Week at Four Horsemen because we're going to have more information on that.
Excellent. All right. Oh, my phone went dark. All right, here we go. After that, on November 24th, we have the From the Vault Transform and Explorers of Ixalan release. We talked about that a little bit. Pardon me. On
This Week.
That was bad. On This Week at Four Horsemen. It's kind of like Jumanji with magic, although I actually saw pictures of it, and it's kind of more like Settlers of Catan.
Yeah, I was going to say Settlers
with magic. Yeah, there's a kind of weird grid thing.
It looks
going on
interesting.
there.
There's actually some really good reprints in it too.
Yeah, I looked up the deck lists after we talked on This Week at Four Horsemen, and yeah, they look pretty sweet.
Yep, for sure. And From the Vault Transform, similarly to the dual deck, is probably the best FTV they've done since FTV 20.
Yeah, there could have been a few more new arts, but the new arts that they have are super.
That is my complaint. I don't know why they don't do new arts
for all of them.
Yeah. I guess because they'd have to pay 15 different artists, but still.
Or they could just pay one artist for 15.
Well, I guess tomatoes.
Or I guess 30 technically.
But yeah, the Huntmaster. Oh my goodness.
Yeah.
Actually, I'm not a fan of the Garrick, but the Huntmaster and the Delver are great.
Yeah, they're sweet. All right, and then on November 25th, we have pre-release Chaos. You want to talk about that one?
Pre-release Chaos is an event that I've literally been prepping for for years. Literal years. Every pre-release for the past 3-ish years, I've been putting back 2, 3, 4, 5 pre-release kits, and it's just like a chaos draft, except they're all going to be in a garbage bag, and when it comes time for deck building, you're going to reach your hand in there and grab a random pre-release kit.
Oh wow! So it's gonna be like sealed.
Yeah, it is sealed.
Chaos.
Sealed chaos with pre-release kits. Yeah.
That sounds super spicy.
And I think the oldest one I have, I want to say, is Dragon's Maze. So it goes
that's
pretty far
reaching
back.
a couple years. Yeah.
A few years. So that's November the 25th. So that's the Saturday after Black Friday, and the From the Vault and the Explorers of Ixalan, those come out on Black Friday. And also stay tuned to This Weekend for Horsemen, because we're gonna have all of our Black Friday sales announced then, and we've got some cool stuff cooking. And then the first weekend of December, 1st through the 3rd, we're doing our Child's Play weekend, which is where we run an entire weekend of gaming events. Every dollar we take in goes to the West Virginia University Children's Hospital. We're going to do magic events on Friday, of course, for F&M, and then we're going to have a tournament on both Saturday and Sunday. I think we're going to have a Legacy F&M on Friday, and then we're going to do a Modern event on either Saturday or Sunday, and then the other event will be a Team Unified Modern. Those formats were picked by the community.
Nice. And then after that, on the 8th through the 10th, we have what I'm looking forward to a lot, is the Unstable release weekend. So that'll be sweet.
Drafting all weekend.
Unstable drafts are probably going to be hilarious and silly, and also you can get some borderless full art.
Yeah, and not just full art,
that
but borderless.
That look.
They just have the name of the card at the top, and then there's like a little gray area.
Yeah. Very nicely.
They are pretty.
And then after that, it looks like the only thing we have for sure on the books is December 30th and 31st, the last 2 days of the year. We're going to be doing the Ixalan Store Championship,
which will be Booster Draft.
Which is Booster Draft. It's kind of just, I guess, the new game day. They're just calling it something else.
It's the new game day, and it'll be at the end of a season instead of at the beginning of the season, and it can be either standard, sealed, or draft instead of just standard. And the promo is real sweet. It's the dinosaur guy.
Oh, the Elder Dinosaur? Mm-hmm. That's pretty sweet.
On December 16th, we will have an event, but details on that one are not done. It will probably be either a Legacy or a Modern event. And then there will be no event on December the 23rd.
Yes.
Just a wee bit.
Do something for your holiday.
Yeah, you should.
Yeah, I mean, if
finish your shopping.
Even if you don't celebrate that holiday, you'll probably still get the time off from whatever you're doing. So just do something fun. Do something you enjoy. Do something for you. Even if it's just staying home and having some hot cocoa, watching a nice movie, wrapping up in a warm blanket.
What's your favorite Christmas movie?
The Krampus. Yeah.
I don't deal well with things where children are threatened and they put a baby in that movie for no reason. The entire time I'm watching that movie, I'm like, oh my god, if they kill the baby, and then
well, you know I don't want to spoil the ending, but
wow,
they don't.
The ending was
they don't
weird.
Kill the baby.
It was a little odd,
but it's
weird. Yeah.
I saw that in theaters with my girlfriend. It was one of our early on first couple dates.
Really,
and we both loved it a lot. We realized that we both kind
fun.
of have
like
the same sick, twisted sense of humor.
It's a really goofy and fun movie.
And we said
I
we're
was
gonna
a
make
little
this
on
our
the edge of my
Christmas
seat.
movie. Yeah, I thought it was a lot of fun.
No,
if you
it's
haven't seen the
definitely
Krampus and you like good kind of like horror comedy,
it's a good B movie.
Christmas themed,
It's a holiday B movie. Yep.
Yeah, and demons.
And if
steal
even
children.
that movie aside, just the lore of Krampus itself is a lot of fun.
Yeah, no, it's a good time. But yeah, definitely mine. What's yours?
Christmas Story or Christmas Vacation?
God, you're so cliche, man. That's what everybody says.
Because those are the best.
Nah, I guess Christmas Vacation's pretty sweet.
I mean, I've watched Christmas Vacation forever, so.
My family, we used to always drive around and look for the Griswold houses, the ones where everybody just
no.
like went way over the top with decking them out.
No, we did that too. We totally did that too.
Yeah.
I guess we still do it.
Yeah. Well, I think
I'm in the front of the car now.
Yeah. How about you, Sean? You're in the back there. What's your favorite Christmas movie?
Krampus.
Krampus.
I love the movie.
Krampus is awesome.
It is good.
Sam?
Home Alone.
Home Alone.
Home Alone,
yeah.
Yeah.
Home
Why,
Alone.
why don't you be like, hey man, it's cliche, man?
It's not as cliche.
It's pretty.
As
It's pretty
Christmas
close.
Story
A Christmas Story
or
is an
Christmas Vacation.
Those are great movies.
They're okay. They're
No,
not.
they're
as-
better
They're
than
no
okay.
Krampus.
They're better than okay.
But
okay.
okay.
All
Well,
right,
we can agree to disagree.
Yeah, exactly.
I got your back.
All right, let's
All right.
let's wrap.
Yeah,
this.
let's wrap it up. We're all done. That's everything coming up till the end of the year, which is only like a month away. Month
Yeah,
and a half.
I can't believe 2017 is just like that.
Yeah.
I still swear it's January 1st, and I'm like 2017.
Some people probably would say that they didn't think that this year went by quick enough, but we won't get into that on here. But anyways, yeah, thanks for coming out and having fun with us. We had a sweet Ryan-less Friday night. We miss you, but we had fun up here, didn't we, guys? We tried to have fun. We had Sean on for his first time, hopefully not his last.
We'll
Hope to see
review
him
the
back
tape
again.
tonight.
Yeah, I guess Ryan will be the judge of that. And
There'll be a
Sam-
panel.
Sam up in the booth over here. You can't see him, but hey, he did a great job getting used to things. Oh, he's gonna pop on.
It's like a little ghost.
All right, guys. Thanks for joining us, and we'll see you next time. Good night.
Now you hit stop.
I don't have the mouse.
Oh, yeah.
Now I hit stop.
You hit stop.
I'm fired. Can I?